Yes, we're 18 now. We're adults. Pay us some respect, youngins. Alright. What was I? You know what? I'll wait till... I'll go back to where they came in. Oh my god, this was a long conversation. When did this happen? You heard E.T. Yes. We went E.T. We turned into E.T. Okay. Hey. Laughing and arm in arm, the girls stopped only to look both ways and then rushed across the empty street. Hi. I hope you weren't waiting too long.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddies. Hey, buddy. Hi. So according to my nephew, I'm a kid because I'm not in my 50s. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I'm old. I'm in like my 80s. I'm 87, confirmed. No, I just feel like it. I just feel like a bucket of bolts. I'm just always tired. So, I count it as an adult. You like Terry? She seems fun. She seems like a fun person. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. It's amazing how you appeared out of nowhere like that. Almost like you faded in a video game. Sorry, giggling again. Terry glanced at Miranda, wondering what the story should be.
Ooh.
It was magic. Gesturing in a vaguely whimsical manner, Terry went along with the decision. And magicians never reveal their secrets. Ooh. That's fair. Terry then closed the distance between her and Cove and crushed him in a painfully tight hug. You're finally here. It's so long. What took you? Aww. I think someone has a crush. He did his best to eke out a reply with his chest being compressed. Eep.
Sorry.
Sorry. Please stop squeezing me. Eventually, she let him go. Terry looked at him with a beaming smile. Cove was distracted, rubbing his arms. Did I do a thing? Did I do a thing? I did not do a thing. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I'm not going anywhere. I need to put this. I need to put this down. Okay, as always, I'm never prepared. I'm never prepared. Me? Prepare? For what? I'll prepare in the moment. He does. He does kind of look like Derek's mom. A little bit. Anyway. Standing there, Miranda shifted her weight to her hip. She watched Cove patiently with a bashful smile. Welcome back. Thanks. Finally felt official. Everyone was together in one place. From here, you weren't sure how often you would have another afternoon like this again. They didn't either.
So?
Cove. Terry poked Cove square in the chest. You're gonna have to get me your schedule by this time yesterday.
No way.
Schedule? Not really possible, Terry. I can say as soon as I know. So far, work hasn't said anything. I can tell you I'm busy with Orca activities. When Cove wasn't at his part-time job or pursuing his academic interests, he volunteered for the Ocean Restoration California affiliation. Orca. Of course, it's named Orca. Sticky notes? Yes, I need sticky notes. I should have picked some up. I saw some. I saw some cute ones at the con. But they were not of my taste. They wanted it to be named Orca. And then they figured it out from there. That's how acronyms work. The group focused on cleaning up beaches and removing pollution from the ocean. Cove always loved the sea. It didn't surprise you one bit when he started getting involved with them. It was Cove's activity. The big smash event for the year is coming right up, isn't it? Yeah. There's not much more to do before then. Kinda looking forward to the fundraising push. You nodded, wondering how the event would turn out this year. I'm trying to do voices, but I don't know how many girl voices I can do. I know you can do it. And even if it goes really bad, it'll still look good on a college application at least. That's true. Hey, guess what else? We don't have to stand here and say stuff. Let's go! I would like a meal now. Food! I require food! Give to me the food. Perking up, Cove nodded in agreement. Yeah, for sure. Food is nice, I agree. Four of you headed to town, happily chatting the whole day. The only discussion left to make was where exactly to stop and eat. The rest of the afternoon and evening passed by. Wait, we don't get to choose food? We don't get to be hungry this stream? I could have sworn half of this game was just us picking food. I miss that. I miss the food now. You know what? I don't even want to play this game anymore. I was promised food. Not anymore. No, I was promised food in this game, and now they won't deliver. Or DiGiorno. 0 out of 10 stars. Why is our life so food related? I don't know. Food is part of life, I guess. The rest of the afternoon and evening passed by in a blink of an eye. When night fell, it was time to head home. You parted ways with Miranda and Terry. You and Cove reached your neighborhood without event. It was late enough that your out-of-the-way street was dark and silent. Ooh, creepy. Or romantic? I don't know. What do you think? Walking down the street at night. You're walking tiredly after such a long day. Strolled up with a skip in your step. Ambled along. Cove's always giving us a piggyback ride. Hi, Skylar. How are you doing? I read her note. God. Everyone, I need to stop the stream. Stop. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop. Hi, Skylar. There's one big group. Hi, Skylar. How are you? It was necessary. Anyway. Brain malfunction for a second. Yes, we're making Cove give us a piggyback ride again. As we do. It's necessary. Listen, our feet should never touch the ground while Cove is around. I fully believe that. Also, we're only like 375 pounds. We're pretty light. He can do it. He got it. He's been working on them, he's been out there swimming. His legs is, Cove is transportation. His legs are jacked. Bro, his legs are jacked. He got this. It was a long day out and about. I appreciated that you could rely on him to make things more comfortable for you. You tightened your grip on Cove and turned your head over ever so slightly, peering at his face out of the corner of your eyes. You wondered why he felt so distant to you. It was out of character. Are we growing apart from Cove? No. For a while, Cove silently stared ahead and left you alone with your own thoughts. It surprised you when you did hear his voice all of a sudden. He still wouldn't look at you. It feels weird going back to the neighborhood and trying to get into things like they're the same. And they're not. They change. They're still changing. Your mouth felt uncomfortably dry all of a sudden. It was true. The things that kept the people you knew together were starting to disappear. Each person had to make their own priorities, their own path now that it wasn't set for them. Thought about your own immediate future. You still set on that for yourself. You wanted focus on time that's not school to work to school? I guess school. Do we want school? I think we want school. Who wants to go back to school? Raise your hands. Come on, class. We're going back to school. Nobody? Anybody? No? Just me? I'm the only one? Nah. Just no. Like we wanted to take over the world. Yeah, we need to learn things. We need to learn robotics, chemistry, maybe biology. We need to learn things. Skylar's in it. Skylar wants to go back to school. Yay! Yes, let's go to school. Full-time and work full-time? We just want to do everything fully. We don't half-ass anything. We're doing everything completely. For your career, you thought you'd try the company, work online. Definitely work online. No, we're working online. For your education, you thought you'd then trade school, private college. Yes, private college. And a community college, and a public university, and a trade school, and online classes. We're very studious, guys. We're just very, very studious. For yourself, you wanted to work on self-improvement on your own? Take some time to just relax. We want to do everything. What? Are we? Nah, I don't really think so. I don't think we're doing much at all. I mean, if we just don't sleep, we'll be fine. As long as sleep doesn't happen, we'll be fine. And that was all. And for that, you wanted to... And for that... and that was all. But for that, you wanted to... I guess that was not all. Go out of state? Go abroad. Get out of state. I'll go out of state. It'll all be happening so soon. Holy shit, it's so close. You already applied to schools and jobs. Yeah, we applied everywhere. You've been open about your situation and everyone knew. You spoke around the family who you're close to, like Cove. Yeah, I guess family in Cove? Yes, we're all leaving. Everyone's leaving. This tiny little sleepy town. Now you wonder what Cove had in mind. You'd heard him consider some things for his future, but it was never anything that would have counted as a real plan. Cove stopped in the middle of the street. He sighed, put you down. You're both outside of your houses. Cove looked at the ground for a moment. His mouth trembled, trying to settle on the right words to say. So, planning on relaxing for a while and stuff in another part of the country? Yeah. Cove closed his eyes and nodded while he composed his thoughts. He looked at you while he lifted his head.
I mean...
He decided on something, well, kind of. He smiled slightly and rubbed his arm. And then, his expression grew more serious. What is it? Why you acting so serious, bro? Can we just... Can we just not? Can we go back? Can I get my piggyback ride? Can we finish the piggyback ride? I'm not going to decide on a school or a career. Not this summer. I'm going to stay here. At least in Sunset Bird. I'll probably move out of my dad's place. Keep working my job. Keep doing my volunteer stuff and everything else. I love that he's taking a year off and he just wants to get away from his dad. I'm not going to do anything. Except I'm definitely getting away from my dad. Dude's creepy. Dude's creepy. Nobody likes him. We get stares.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll know what I want for myself by fall. Or next year. Maybe I'll never have a plan. Life will continue on with whatever's happening. I'm not gonna crush myself trying to have everything figured out by a timeline that someone else has set. Just can't do it. His brow furrowed. His tone was tense. Clear how much expectations were weighing on him. Yeah, they expect a lot from people. From young people. Just like, imagine having your entire life planned out at 18. No. That is not a thing that's possible. I know that's not very exciting, but it's the best I can do right now. He laughed derisively. 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 What? What is that word? Okay. I'm looking it up. We're looking it up. Hold on. Derisively. Derisive. Expressing or causing contemptuous ridicule or scorn. Expressing or causing contemptuous ridicule or scorn. So he's ridiculing himself? English time! This is your word of the day. Derisively. Can you use it in a sentence? He laughed self-derisively. Well, with the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. Aw, poor guy. Smiled. He looked at him deeply. Started crying. Felt annoyed. Why would I be annoyed? I'm just gonna smile at him. Your plan sounds very you. Yes, your plan sounds like you. Your head tilted affectionately, ever so slightly to the side, as you watched him process your response. That's so you. Ha. Cove was going to continue to do things on his own way, and in his own time. Rocky doesn't like English class. No! Why doesn't Rocky like English? Why does Rocky not like English? Does he like the English? Is Rocky racist against the English? Does Rocky just not like English speakers? Why? Why does Rocky hate us? He exhaled, releasing some tension in his shoulders. Thanks for hearing me out on this. He never learned how to speak it. Oh, he's just jealous. Rocky's just jealous of us because he doesn't know English. Oh, that's fine. Makes him insecure. You know what? We're at fault for it. We should never make Rocky insecure. Everyone, speak a different language. Everyone needs to speak a different language now. I can't. I need to read the thing. But everyone else. Are you going to take over the world and get rid of English? Hola. Okay, moving right along. You knew him well enough to know that Cove wasn't feeling completely better about the way things were. No matter what's happening, I want you to know that you won't ever lose me. I won't really be gone. Change the game settings? Stick to Spanish. It's too late now. I can't do it. Can't go back. We're stuck here. I'll still be there for you, the best I can, whether it's long distance or whatever else. Not the language. No! No, it's too late. We're stuck in English. Cove's whole expression softened. His lips folded into an affectionate smile.
It's okay.
22, you deserve to have everything you want in life. Ah, well, thank you. I want you to get everything you want in life. Do it. Go get the things. That flew out of your mouth immediately. But you meant every word. His mouth pulled into a delicate grin. He looks so uncomfortable. Looking at you fondly, Cove took a step closer. Why? Why are you getting closer? Placed a hand on your shoulder. The warmth from his proximity helped relax you. Spoke to you softly, wholeheartedly. He meant every word. Things are hard right now. It scares me, but it'll be okay. It'll be more than okay. Other things are up to us. We can make our lives better than they ever were. It's funny if you had me play a game only in Spanish. I mean, we could. That could be a thing. I could fumble around in a Spanish game for a little bit. I believe him. I totally believe him. Even though he was just very uncomfortable about the future. No matter how daunting the future could be, he was right, and you would be okay. Deeply, you met Cove's gaze. You nodded. At that, his expression morphed into a look of careful confidence. Clearly, he was still struggling with this topic. I wondered what else might be on his mind. This was yes, I know I need to practice. I know, I've decided I won't be downloading Spanish. I will be doing it the hard way. I'll be doing it the human way. See how hard it is to learn a language. See what all you humans complain about. This was a great start, I think. But it's not over, is it? We'll have to keep talking about it going forward. Yeah. Cove softly reiterated his promise.
I
It'll all be okay. We'll still always be here for each other. Is that good for you? It is. Cool. That's cool. That's cool, bro. Bro, that's cool. Cool. I'll see you tomorrow, 22. I'll see you. Night. Pulled you into an unexpected hug. He hugged us? I think that was the first time he ever initiated a hug. It knocked the breath out of you. Yet, couldn't have been a more reassuring feeling. You returned his embrace. Stayed that way for as long as you could.
Good night.
Night. Finally let go, giving you another smile. Then Cove, that was nice. That was a nice bro hug. I liked it. Then Cove started walking away, but you remained there, frozen in the middle of the street. We're gonna get hit by a fucking car. I watched him and wondered, how many more times will he be able to say that he'll see you tomorrow? You hoped for countless more times. Finally, turned towards your own house. You vowed to yourself that you would make the most out of every moment you had this summer. Alright. Reflection. Serendipity? The hell is serendipity? What does that have to do with phones? Confused. We can learn to drive? We're gonna learn to drive, guys. Ooh, I want that. This DLC. Wait, did I not get this deal? But the Baxter DLC. I don't know if I want to do Baxter. I don't know who was here for Baxter. He made us uncomfortable. First thing he does is flirt with us. Flirts with both me and Cove immediately. Just like, bro, keep it in your pants. A little bit. He is a little creepy. But I think I'm gonna drive. Who wants to learn to drive? Hell yeah. Let's go for a drive. Like a lazy cat, you stretched your arms above your head and yawned, blinking your eyes sleepily. The day was warm and pleasant, and you were lounging on the couch in the living room, finding it difficult to do much more in that moment. Oh, Skylar. Ew. Gross, Skylar. Gross. No, none of that. We'll have none of that. The day was warm and pleasant, and you were lounging on the couch in the living room, finding it difficult to do much in that moment. Your moms and Liz had gone out shopping, looking for new items your sister to take back and decorate her college dorm with. Liz is still here? Ew. Liz is still here? I didn't know. They had asked if you wanted to go with them, but you declined. For you, today was all about relaxation. Okay. Cove had dropped by to spend some time with you, content to join in with doing nothing. Two of you have been chatting idly as you laze around, talking about the other things you had planned for the summer. Did you pan them by accident? Oh my god. No! Skylar! Can you undo it? Hold on. Can we undo it? Says she's still here. Skylar, if you're still here, let me know. Double check. Okay, you're still here. Okay. Skylar's still here. We're good. Okay, we're good. Moving right along. Sitting next to him. Down on the couch. Who are we sitting next to? I assume Cove. Oh, Skylar's not here? Oh, well, that's a shame. Just immediately. Oh my god, Memo. This isn't reality. Don't have to ban everyone. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. I assume we're sitting next to Cove. I guess we're sitting next to him. His arm was resting along the back of the couch, and his long legs were stretched out in front, totally at ease. The day dragged on. You found yourself yawning more and more often between conversations. You had almost dozed off completely, when suddenly a buzz rang out, disturbing the silence. Your phone was on its charger in the kitchen, so it couldn't have been that. Cove put his own phone from the back pocket and checked the screen. His movements had jostled you, so he tried to readjust your position to get it right again.
Oh.
It's my mom. Because normally the only comments I have to delete are bote. Yes, the only comments you delete are bote. No. Don't delete the bote comments. Leave the botes alone. After leaning forward and setting the phone on the coffee table in front of him, Cove hit the speaker button. Hey, what's up? 22 is here too.
Hi.
Hi, Cove. Hello, 22. She changed her hair. Neat. He made a small noise in response. Kira! Hi, Mom 3. You're interrupting a very important do-nothing time, you know. Hi, Mom 3. Cove laughed at your nickname for her. Hi, my third mom. Cove, baby, I wanted to ask you if you had planned for all your junk. Cove made a small, outraged grumble, giving you a sidelong glance. You almost dropped your tea? I'm sorry, I find that to be an accomplishment. That is awesome. I'm glad I made you laugh. You bought a lot of that junk. True. just buys him everything and then calls it junk. Here's some junk for you, child. But is that a yes or a no about the plans? Cove closed his eyes for a moment, his nose wrinkling in thought. Can you let me know how busy you are this week? I'll check my schedule. Cool. He looked over at you, his mouth pulled into a tight smile. I'm gonna take the phone off speaker so me and Mom can go over this. It'll be quick. No! Why are you keeping me out of your plans? Junkyard is Bot's paradise. No! I like things neat and orderly, thank you. Junk pile is where I do my shopping. Without waiting for an answer, Cove took the phone from the table and pushed himself to his feet. He hit the speaker button again, turned it off, and continued the conversation with his mom as he headed toward the door. The lock clicked behind him as he exited the house. You sank back into the cushions, idly trying to decide what to do next. After electing to grab your own phone from its charger, you resumed your position on the couch, tapping away at the screen. The era of smartphones has begun. And now, we're stuck to our screen, 24/7. Your mind drifted. Do you think we're an iPhone or an Android user? Question, everyone. Do you think we're an iPhone or an Android user? Eat the smartphone? Okay, another question for you. Do you guys think iPhones and Androids taste different? If you eat them, what do they taste like? Doesn't matter. Eat it. Okay, if there's an eat the phone option, we will eat it. Flip phone? You think we're a flip phone user? Okay. That sounds like us. Old school. Keeping it old school. Your mind drifted away from thoughts of Cove and his phone call with all the many ways your device could distract you. By flipping it up and down. That is all the ways it can distract me. I just flip it over and over. It was an effective enough way to kill time. And you had managed to do various little things when the door opened again and Cove returned.
Hey.
I hope you managed without me. I was about to say returned when Cove returned. I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. You want a flip phone? Okay. We can get you one of those indestructible Nokia phones. We could turn you into a phone. We can make you out of the indestructible Nokia phones. That'll be perfect. Nothing could ever damage you. You watched this ghost strolled over to where you were sitting still. Is everything okay? Everything's fine. Just... He sighed dramatically and let his forehead fall against the couch back. His ponytail flopping forward, all over the front cushion. You know how I always just fly whenever I visit my mom? Well, I could never take everything I had with me on the plane. It's the stuff she was talking about. Now that I'm not going to be visiting her like I used to, I'll have to go get it at some point. He looked at you, forehead creasing as he thought the situation through. Some of it's pretty big, so it's not really practical to have it shipped. I can drive over and pick it up. When will you go? That's what my mom wanted to know. Thought it'd be the best to do it soon, before things get even busier. She does not want her son's stuff in her house. It's like, no kid, get your crap. I don't want people to think I have a son. I don't want people to know you exist. You're going to design that? A memo made out of Nokia phones? Do it. That'll be awesome. He paused and let out a soft sigh, his shoulders dropping, knowing it was something of a stressful job to handle. I think that's probably the idea that makes the most sense, too. Be good to get over and done with. I'll be setting out as soon as I can. Oh, another trip already then. Wants to make space for her own things? I think she just doesn't want evidence of Cove around. Maybe. He gave you a grim smile and shrugged. I know. I'm sorry. His entire room will be filled with plants? Okay, know what? I agree now. I agree with Mother. She should get rid of all this stuff. Make room for the plants. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. He cramps her style. Listen, kid. You're great and all, but I can't be seen with you. With Mom 3. The quicker you leave, the quicker you'll come back, right? Yeah. Looking up again, you met his bright aquamarine eyes, finding the sad smile tugging on his lips. Aw. Oh! Suddenly, his eyebrows jumped, and his eyes lit up like a lamp. You could come with me. What? You should come. My visits to my mom are usually special, so she and I can spend time together. This time it's not like that. It's an errand. Okay, let's go visit. I can leave some of my stuff there. My plan is to drive out one morning, spend the night, and then we can pack up the car the next morning and turn right back around. They take 2 days for the whole thing. Plants are her real children. Green thumb is her hair. Yeah, that's why their hair is green. They're plant people. You thought of yourself for a moment, amused by Cove's excitement. Are you sure that'd be okay if I go? Yeah, why not? Probably could use the company. Pretty long drive for one person. Plus, you'd have a chance to see my mom in person. I know she'd be happy to see you again. You shrugged casually, smiling as you officially let Cove talk you into it. Let's do it. Road trip with the two of us would be fun. Yeah, road trip with the boys. I'll have to let my moms know. But as long as we got nothing else important these days we pick, then there's no reason I wouldn't be able to go. Cove is a sea person. He grows algae. He grows algae. His mom grows land plants. He grows algae. Cove's face brightened. And Cove's dad? He kills cactuses. Cove's face brightened, and you were sure the prospect of having a travel buddy made him make the task seem less tiresome. I'll call my mom back and tell her. We can pick a time right now. Seaweed. Yes, Cove grows seaweed. He has a green thumb, but only underwater. You spent some time together, going over your schedules, making plans for when you could take the trip. You now have to fit in around Cove's work schedule, which is brought up on his phone to double check. Luckily, it was only a 2-day trip. Spending a couple of free days in a row wasn't impossible. It wasn't long before the dates were finally set, and all the plans were made. Yay! I'm excited. Let's do it. Short trip sounded like the perfect way to spend some time. You could listen to music, eat snacks, and enjoy the open road. I thought we were gonna learn how to drive. Lame. So, are we able to drive? I don't know. No matter what you thought about things, the morning when you were due to leave behind arrived. It was cooler than usual, sun barely peeking over the tops of the houses. Stood outside your house, on the footpath near the road, waiting for Cove. You know what? Let me see if there's something I can do with this game. Because I'm covering up some of the words. I think that's good. I can make it a little bigger. There. Now I'm not covering up everything. Now we can all read. There we go. It was cooler than usual, the sun barely peeking over the tops of the houses. Stood outside your house, on the footpath near the road, waiting for Cove. Oh, we said we could drive? I did not remember. I did not remember if we could. I didn't remember that was an option. You yawned loudly, covering your mouth with the back of your hand. Mornings were always a struggle. Oh, right. I said I had a permit, right? I think I said I had a permit. Yeah, probably. With travel bag clenched in one hand, you watched as Cove finished packing up his car. He had organized all sorts of things. Water bottles, snacks, and who knows what else. Cove insisted he had everything under control and didn't need help. At least he could rest easy, knowing that it was all taken care of. Yeah, he got this. We're getting the princess treatment right now. As you waited, you glanced over Cove's car. You knew it well. It used to belong to Mr. Holden. And when Cove had learned to drive, it passed to him. Dad had taken the opportunity to get a newer one. It was fairly old at this point, but had served both of them well so far. You just hope it had enough life left in it to survive a trip as long as this one you were embarking on. I mean, it's been doing it. It's been working, so I think we got it. I think it's fine. The slam of a door closing made you jump. You snapped back into focus and saw Cove was walking towards you. He dusted his hands off on his pants, tilted his head toward the car. That's it. Ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it! Smiled and stepped aside, giving you space to situate your own bag where you wanted it. Once everything was safely inside, he glanced back at you.
All right.
We should get started. It's gonna be a ways to go. Sweet! High five! Let's go! He returned it happily, chuckling at your enthusiasm. I think it looks way too early for a woo. It looks way too early for us to be yelling. Everyone's still sleeping. Two of you climbed into the car and buckled up. Cove in the driver's seat, and you sitting shotgun. His eyes moved to you.
Thank you.
Thanks again for coming on this trip with me. Of course, it's no problem. After checking the mirrors and starting the engine, pulled out of the driveway, and the trip began. With a small sigh, you got cozy in your seat. Most of the familiar houses in your neighborhood passed by. Cove reached over to turn on the radio. Crackle of static, mixed with the old snippets of song, filled the car as he flipped through the stations. Mr. Holden's car was in a good condition, but it was, well, older. There was no way to plug in a phone to play music, so the radio had to do. Oh, right, back in the days. Back in the days when cars didn't have any kind of audio jack. Wait, don't they have... No, they should have had an audio jack, right? I mean, this is the default car scene, so there's no real telling what it's supposed to be. I think all the cars look like this. I think our car looks like this. This is just the default car. Anyway, eventually, he settled on the top 40 station, before sitting back and resting both hands on the wheel. Is this okay? Yeah, it works. You're good. We're good. We're good with this. This works for us. Smiled happily with the answer. It's everyone's car. We have the community car. Time flew by, and with it, the scenery outside your window became more and more unfamiliar. Neither of you spoke for a good long while, but the quiet was comfortable. You had become all too used to each other's company over the years. Eventually, Cove broke the silence, clearing his throat softly before he spoke. It's been too long since you and I have spent time with my mom. I know she still comes to the neighborhood sometimes, but it's not even once a year. I'm always going to hers. I'm happy the two of us are doing this. Yeah, me too. Yay! I just like road trips. But speaking of your mom and trips, remember the time she took us on that crazy drive all across town? Yeah, and then we ordered everything off the menu? That was awesome. That was a great trip. Can we do that again? Shook his head at the memory, his laughter clear and bright. Oh, I remember. Kept worrying about papers and shoes while you were having a blast. It was an amazing night. Yeah, that was fun. I think we snuck into the movies? We snuck into the movies without shoes. She almost killed us? Yeah, she almost crashed the car. It was awesome. He smiled quietly to himself, clutching the wheel a little more confidently. With the crinkling of his eyebrows, a look of nostalgia crossed over the Cove's features. Mom always knew how to make things memorable. Can't deny that. Yeah, fearing for death does make things memorable. That's one way to put it. Silence slowly crept back into the space, both of you thinking back on that night and all the memories you had of it. Your elbow resting on the windowsill, you gaze out at the world that was slowly coming to life as the morning rolled on by. Sun climbed higher in the sky, forcing you to adjust the visor overhead to keep it out of your eyes. Hey, do you mind reaching back for me? Cove gave you a sidelong glance as he drove, indicating with a nod of his head and a tiny smile. I want some chips. The salt and vinegar ones. Ooh, yes, salt and vinegar chips. I've been having a lot of those lately. They're just like I've been snacking on them more often. Like, I should not. I should not be snacking on those constantly. Okay, what's your favorite flavor of chip? Right now I'm going... No, I like the spicy ones. I like spicy chips. What? Why aren't you sharing? Why aren't I sharing? Because it's usually at work where you are not there. I don't take you to work with me. So if I have them at work, I don't need to share. Anything spicy? Yes. Bring it to me. Fine. I'll go get your own bag of chips. You can have your own bag. That's a great flavor. I agree. Love it. Right? Eat whatever you want, too. I brought a bunch of everything. Remember out the window. Give me chips. Give me chips. It's too early for chips. Stop it. Stretching out the seatbelt to give yourself space, twisted in your spot, and reached into the bag holding the snacks. It took a bit of effort to sort through all the collection of goodies stuffed inside, but eventually the bag of chips crinkled beneath your fingers as you pulled them out and sat back in your seat. Here. Thanks. Mind opening it? I mind very much, actually. His eyes lit up at the prospect of the snacks, and you shook your head in amusement, popping the top of the bag. What chips? You will wait. You'll wait for your chips. It is too early for chips. Go have breakfast. Have you even finished your tea? I bet you haven't. You're already asking for chips? God. He poured a few chips into his hand. Yeah. Want me to feed them? Yeah, we're not doing that. Of all the things, we're not doing that. With a smile, he dug into the bag noisily, picking out a couple of chips between his fingers and popping them in his mouth. The sound of crunching and rustling filled the car as he reached over from time to time, taking a few more. Ultimately, he elected to drag out an entire handful at once, losing a few of the chips to the floor. It happens, bro. Eating in the car is it's a challenge. Stuff gets everywhere. Sometimes you just drop things and then they're just gone between the seats. I'm still drinking my tea. Yeah, therefore you can't have chips. Therefore you're not ready for chips. After that, you rolled up to the top of the bag and stowed the chips safely in the back again. When you turned to the front, it was to find Cove crushing a fistful of chips in his mouth, crunching loudly. Just to be sure, step on them. No! chips stuck in the carpet of your car. He wiped his hand. Wait, are you telling me to crush Memo's chips? That's rude. That's mean. Skylar, why are you being so mean? I'm gonna do it. No, I would never. Just finish your tea. Then you can have your chips, Memo. He wiped his hands on his pants absentmindedly before gripping the wheel, spilling crumbs all over the place. And like a little kid. Yeah, a little bit. Car chips. Oh, step on the chips, rub it into the car. I will rub the chips into the car. Wait, no, why would I do that? No, I will not be rubbing chips into my car. What's wrong with you? Why do you want my car to be messy? He snorted and pulled a hand from the wheel, once more to flick the salty residue from his fingers at you. Hey! Ew! He's flicking salt at us! With a grasp, you raised an arm to defend yourself, shook your head at the mess of crumbs that fell from his mouth, and chuckled. See what I mean? The hours drifted by much the same way as that, with the two of you snacking and chatting. The days stretched on. Like your car more if it smells like chips? Why do you want my car to smell like chips? Fine, I'll just get a chips air freshener. Make the whole car smell of salt and vinegar. Fairly calm and quiet, traveling along the open road, found little in the way of interruptions. Oh, nice easy drive. I like it. At one point, you passed a Welcome to Nevada sign, and Cove gave a tiny cheer. He was in disbelief that the two of you were seriously all the way in another state like this. Eventually, he had to stop for gas, and made a detour at a small diner to grab a proper meal that didn't consist of chips and candy. That doesn't sound like a proper meal to me. What kind of meal doesn't include chips and candy? After refueling both the car and your stomachs, the drive was back on, just as the sun began dipping beneath the horizon and bathing in the sky in the wash of orange light. Cove informed you that there wasn't too much longer left to go. You were almost there. Woo! Finally! Can't wait to get out of this damn car. Chips are in all meals. Yes! Put chips on everything. Crush the chips and put them on your mac and cheese. On your mashed potatoes. Put them into your burgers. Bread your chicken with them. Bread your chicken with salt and vinegar chips. Delicious. When night eventually fell in a blanket of darkness, the drive finally came to an end. Cove pulled onto the parking lot of Kira's apartment building. The glow of the car light disappearing as he turned off the engine and let out a heavy sigh. We made it. Here. Two of you exchanged tired smiles, having successfully and safely completed one half of the trip. Going back, we're going to complete it dangerously. We better. I want to make it fun. You were relieved to have actually arrived, and eager to get out of the car and stretch your legs. Took the stairs up to the building together. After a knock, you were abruptly met by a flash of green hair. Kira opened the door and immediately took her son in her arms. My baby! There he is! My gigantic baby boy! You're huge! You're a huge baby! She squeezed him for a moment and then pulled back so she could examine his face. Are you even taller than the last time I saw you? Tips in a steak sandwich? Damn. Cholesterol out the ass! Cove gave her a fond look as she patted the tops of his shoulders proudly. Say that every time I'm here. Doesn't even make sense right now. My last visit wasn't that long ago. Kira simply laughed before letting him go fully and ushering the two of you onto her apartment. Then she turned to you, a wide grin pulling at her lips. Number 22. It's so nice to see you come along with. And as a bonus, you both arrived in one piece. Yeah, I thought about coming in two pieces, but I thought you'd prefer this better. Yeah, it's good to see you. Been a long time. You want the wig? Alright, I'll get her wig. She even curled it for you. Want some nice curly wig? Nice curly wig? Kira beamed at you both. And while you would have loved nothing more than to settle down and rest after the drive, you could see she wasn't going to let you go that easily. So, how was the trip? I admit I was just a pitch worried. We barely made it. We barely... Left Cove to answer that. No, we barely made it. We almost died. Cove's driving is terrible. Cove gave you a dry look. Small smile tilting his lips. We handled it just fine. It was fine. It was fine. Nothing happened. Kira clapped her hands together. The bracelets around her wrists jiggling. Jingling. I'm so proud. I can hardly believe how mature you both are. Where did all those smarts come from? Cove ran a hand over his hair with an awkward chuckle. I don't know. Maybe I got some from my parents. Nah, I doubt that. Do you just want all the wigs? Do you want everyone's wigs? Or is it just Cove's family? Do you want Mr. Holden's wigs too? I can get you Cliff's wigs. His mom looked... Memo just wants all the wigs. God. His mom looked up at him deeply, her eyes glistening as she shook the sentimentality off with a wave of her hand. You have to be half asleep already, huh? I don't want to keep you up much longer. Early morning and any whoosies. How do you want to deal with the sleeping arrangements? I only got my own room and Cove's, though the living room couch isn't bad. Ooh, we got a couch? That's more than what I get at home. This is awesome. You want my wig? No, you can't have my wig. How dare. Memo has a human collection. Yes, why? Why do you collect human things? Why do it? I still don't know how you got the souls in the jars. Now you want me to just snatch people's wigs? Don't talk about that. Uh-huh. Fine. Keep your secrets. Keep your bed. Mom, number 22, can use mine. I'll sleep on the couch. Or the floor. Whatever's easiest. It doesn't matter for one night. I'll sleep on the couch in the living room. It's fine. I'll take the couch. Cove shook his head, dismissing the idea immediately.
No.
You're the guest. I don't want to take your bed. Come on, bro. Well, I still don't want to take it from you. And I said it first. Two of you narrowed your eyes at each other stubbornly. Kira took that as her cue to step in. My house, my rules then. And you know who I have to side with. I'd like you to take the bed, 22. Ah, okay. Fine, we'll be a guest or something. He hesitated a moment, but it seemed you had to accept the hospitality. With a small sigh, he gave in. Okay. Alright. Cool. So, would you be okay with me sleeping on the floor in the room? I'd rather be there than in the open in the living room, even if there's the couch. I prefer if you were on the couch. Yeah, sure. Wherever you want. Wherever you want to sleep, bro. Kira giggled softly, throwing your attention back to her. I'm not sure if, in good conscience, I can allow the two of you to stay in the same room together. You'll stay the night up having fun, and then you'll have to make the trip back with no rest. Ah, fine. God, third mom. But we want to stay up and have a pillow fight. We want to stay up all night and play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic. We want to play cards. We want to play poker. I'm going to take all your son's money. God. Why you got to ruin our fun? Come on. We're not little kids having a sleepover. Responsible adults. Right, number 22? Yes, we're very responsible. Well, I am. No, we're the most responsible. We are the most responsible. Gave the two of you a suspicious look. You stood up straighter, trying to prove your point. We are the most responsible. We are absolutely the most responsible adults. Madam. I'll leave it at that then. For now, just remember that the walls are thin in this apartment. Can't settle down and sleep. Might have to separate you. We'll be good. What are you talking about, Memo? We are very responsible. We only ran away once. Perfect. Again, what's canon? What's the canon answer? Did she say perfect or did she say marvelous? I need to know. Kira clasps her hands together, bracelets softly tinking against each other again. It's only getting later, so I better let you prepare for bed. I see bombs. Why are you setting bombs in my chat? I'm worried now. She nodded toward the hallway and gave you a small smile. I'll play hostess for a sec and show you where the bathroom is first, number 22, and where you'll be staying the night. Thank you. You hoisted your travel bag over your shoulder, followed behind Kira, and down the hallway. You can't hear the game. Huh? The hell happened? Whoa. That's weird. Huh. That's super weird. I don't know why that's happening. Give me a sec. Give me a sec to see if I can fix this. Wait. Hold on. Let me play something else, see if that helps. Okay. That's working. That's working. So, is it the game? You can hear it. Memo can hear it. Skylar, I think you broke it. I think Skylar has broken it. I'm sorry to say. Cove shuffled along behind you, disappearing into the bedroom while his mom had you go to the restroom. The apartment was small, but nicely decorated in soft, cool colors, with plenty of artwork hanging on the walls to give it character. Maybe it's too quiet? I can raise it. I can raise it up a little bit. How's that? Is that too loud? Actually, can I change it? Can I change it on here? Music. Oh! That's super loud. That's way too loud. Okay. There we go. That should be much better. How's that? Okay, are we at a good sound now? Sorry, I didn't realize it went up that high. Text outline? Of course, animation on. Thin, thick, multi. We're good. We're good. We have it. Okay, you can hear? Are you sure? I can raise it up more. I can make it super loud. Know what? We should make it super duper loud. How about that? Will that help? Okay. My ears 22. Why? I will never forgive you for that. Oh my god, we'll just replace your ears. God. Stop making things complicated. We can just replace them. The apartment was small, but nicely decorated in soft, cool colors, and plenty of artwork hanging on the walls to give it character. It was stylish, exactly what you would have expected from someone like Kira. After being shown the bathroom and wishing Kira a good night, you headed to the room and found Cove already there. He had changed into his sleepwear for the night, as well as set aside his glasses already. Alright, these terrible, terrible PJs that he has. Don't even have ears. Microphones! We'll change your microphones. Whatever you want to call them, we will change them out. You'll be fine. Looking around, you found the bedroom to look much the same as the rest of the apartment, but with the small ocean elements you were sure Cove must have enjoyed when he stayed here. All in all, the room was pretty and clean, though it almost looked more like a hotel guest room than a bedroom. Coffee. Elixir of life. Your audio receptors. Yes, the audio receptors. Replace Memo's audio receptors. Entire apartment doesn't feel like a real house someone lives in. I don't know. The living room did. This one definitely feels like a hotel room. They're right about that. Feels like one of those seaside hotel rooms where everything's beach themed. Cove only spent a few weeks out of the year there, so it made sense that it wasn't especially lived in. What do you think? It's pretty nice, huh? Mom always keeps it clean and everything, even when I'm not here. Except the laundry. Great room. Clearly it looks like a hotel room. A really good hotel room. Cove huffed and turned away. He's being defensive over your teasing. Ew, change. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like that we don't like it. I don't know what to tell you, man. It looks like a hotel room. Yeah, it's a very nice one, but still. We went back to the room. He jumped in bed and under the covers, just as Cove was shuffling into his sleeping bag on the floor. You waited until he was settled in before you flipped off the lights. A soft glow from the outside peeked through the blinds, casting shadow over the floor. Closed your eyes, blocking everything out. That was predictable. They got all defensive. Night 22. Night, Cove. Sleep well. The room grew quiet as the two of you wound down for the night. You found yourself listening to the sounds of the city outside the window. The noise out there was so different to what you were used to back home. Cars zooming past and people out having fun instead of crashing waves and the ocean winds cocooning. Your house in their embrace. This feels familiar, don't you think? Been having sleepovers for years. Now he's gonna jump out the window because he doesn't use doors. Oh yeah, he came in through the window. When we got there, he came in through the window. We came through the door, but he came through the window. Cove mumbled quietly and rustled in his bedding, turning to face towards your location. Right? It feels like I've had this view so many times, looking up over at you, tucked into bed. Trailed off a little, and you assumed he was drifting to sleep, too tired to continue the conversation. But then, as if a switch had been hit, he sprung up, staring at you, shot upright in his sleeping bag. Okay, Umi. I will continue. Enjoy the sounds of sad boy dating sim. Wait a minute. Shut up, Google. I don't know what I did that set off Google. She said something, I couldn't hear it. Wait a minute. Why am I always on the floor? You chose to be on the floor. What? Raise your eyebrows at him through the dark. The times I slept over at your house, you got to stay in your bed. It was your bed after all. When it was my family hosting things, I always made sure you got a bed there. The words spilled out of him faster and faster, the pitch of his voice raising as the revelation spiraled. Say that you were the guest. It was only right. No matter what, I've always been the one who takes the floor. Every time. Yeah, dude. Why? Also, because you come over when we're already in bed. This is a racket. Burst out laughing. Them's the breaks. You only just realized he was right. I mean, yeah. I didn't think about it till just now. Been a while since you chatted with Google. I'm sorry, I was supposed to turn you into a Google. We'll do that next time. Wow, yeah. I never noticed either. Can't believe it. It's been so long, going on for 10 years. Stopped suddenly. You could see through the limited light that his eyebrows were angled in disbelief. Brown, wobbly, in shock. That's how it is in my family. My moms have always thought it was more fun and comfortable for guests to use their own sleeping things rather than a stranger's bed. And in my family, guest gets the bed, because it's good to make sure your guest has a proper place to sleep. We were opposites all along. I never even thought about it. When it looked like the situation was going to stall there, Cove sighed suddenly, shoulders slumping in his sleep-addled defeat. Forget it. It's too late to take back all those nights on the floor. At least I can think of myself as being really considerate. Sounded resigned. Do you think we're not considerate? I mean, you're right, but it was rude to say it out loud. He sounded resigned in his fate. But despite looking on the bright side, he was still pouting. Yeah, I did offer for you to take the bed tonight, you know. Thank you for making the sacrifice for me. I did offer to take the couch. I do know, but you were still a guest, and I had the epiphany. With a tired sigh, you flopped back down. I can make do with the floor, for old time's sake. For old time's sake, the real humor came back to his tone. Basically a tradition by now. I bet he likes the floor better. He did sleep on our bed the one time he broke into our house. Yes, he did. That is true. Imagine just breaking into someone's house and just sneaking into bed with them. That'd be so rude. Make sure you leave before they wake up. That's the only polite thing to do. Really sure you don't want the bed? Why don't we share? You can just have the bed. You can just have it. I don't mind trading places. He made a thoughtful noise, as though he were considering it. Sounds creepy. I didn't say it wasn't creepy. I didn't say it wasn't creepy. I'm just saying it would be more considerate if you made sure to leave before they woke up. He made a thoughtful noise, as though he were considering it. No, it's alright. Thank you for offering, though. That was nice. How are you doing me a big favor by coming here in the first place? Let me do this one thing and give you the bed. That's what I wanted for this trip, okay? Pressing your lips tight, he gave a small nod and admitted defeat. Alright, I'll have the bed. Thanks, Cove. He made me a small noise but said no more. An accepting sigh, you pulled the covers up over your chin and got comfortable. Just watch you as you charge. What? Why don't you charge? Why don't you charge while I'm charging? Why are you watching me charge? Little creeper. Oh, you little creeper. Worry me. The next day dawned, bringing with it the sounds of birds chirping happily outside the window. Wait, nope. Adjusting. I'm making adjustments. You opened your eyes slowly, letting them adjust to the light as you tried to recall where you were, and remembering the unfamiliar sights of Code's second bedroom. You had woken up on your own. Reached over to turn off the alarm you just set. Took you a moment to find the off button on your phone. You sighed in relief when the noise finally stopped. Thank God. I get sick of the alarm. I get sick of my own alarm. Even if I put a song that I like, I get sick of it after not very long. Omi's still borking in chat. Thank you for the borking. Thank you for the lurking and the borking. Sound of Cove shuffling around the room drew your attention, though you weren't surprised. You'd always been a morning person. Sitting up in bed, you let on a yawn, switched your arms above your head. You still felt pretty groggy. Yeah, we're not a morning person. I do morning streams, and I'm not a morning person. No, I don't want borking as my alarm sounds. Please, guys, please don't. No, I don't need the borking. Oh God. I already hate my alarm. I swear to God, I will throw my phone at the wall if I hear that. Why is it late night gaming? Do I still have that? Do I still have it as late night gaming? Whoops. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna have to fix that when I'm done. Whoops. Just this. That's my alarm. It's just. Get the fuck up. I was wondering. The answer is I don't pay any attention. That's the answer. That's why it's like that. It's been like that forever. Because I used to do late night. I used to start streaming at like 1:30 a.m. But I switched and then never changed it. Mike peeked on every yippee. Yes, my yippies cannot be contained by this stream. Yippies are too powerful. You always like this in late night gaming? That you like that it's the opposite? I mean, it's late night for somebody, right? It's late night for somebody in the world. Warning. Two of you were on completely different wavelengths right now. Pulled yourself out of bed, grabbing a fresh change of clothes and your toiletries before heading to the bathroom. After all that, you met Cove back in his room. He was sitting on the floor when you entered, sorting through a bunch of stuff in a box, determining what to bring, what to leave behind. Hey, I'm glad you think it's funny. Hey, can you pull out the stuff in those drawers? You nodded through. He hadn't even looked up from his task, so you knew he wouldn't have seen. Heading over to his drawers, started the task of taking out various items and setting them on the ground in front of Cove. Oh hey, look at this. When he turned toward the sound of Cove's voice, found him digging through one of the drawers beneath the bed.
Neat.
Something I definitely need to bring in. Neat. Craning your head, you got a better glimpse of what he was holding. An old yellowing book. When he opened it up, there were a few dried, pressed flowers between the pages. Those had been gifts you'd given him for his mom's place. Something for him to remember you by and make time here less lonely. I do remember giving him something. I don't remember what it was. Kept them the whole time. I have to hold on to those forever. I was only lending you those. I think I'll take them back now. Should I feel emotional? Of course. You just take them. Absolutely. I'd be hurt if you didn't. You better take them. I got those for you. You better take them. A small smile pulled at your lips and you thought back when you hadn't mailed your gift to Cove. Put a lot of thought into that present, you know. I put a lot of coffee into my body.
It's nice.
These are special. It was important having a piece of you with me when we were apart. I feel the same way. That's why I gave them to you. A smile, pleased that the feeling was mutual. But then the expression became more amused. And you keep the souvenirs I brought back? Of course! Of course I did. What? Of course. Those is PJs in the trash? Ha. You! Get different PJs. These suck. Get some Sal, man. His grin grew to completion. Thanks. Another hour passed by in silence. You were happy to see you were making great progress with Cove's room. The only closet left to sort through. Oh yeah, the Beetlejuice movie. We just watched the first one, the original. From 1988. I didn't realize it was that old. My god. But, yeah. We need to watch the new one. Can't wait to watch it illegally. It just came out. We could watch it legally. We could watch it legally. Or we could watch it illegally. For legal reasons, I do not condone piracy. I do not condone piracy. For, legal reasons. I don't commit piracy. Ever. I have never done so. Another hour passed by in silence. You were happy to see you were making great progress with Cove's room, with only the closet left to sort through. Took a minute to take a mouthful of water from your bottle and perch the edge of the bed, feeling productive. Cove glanced over at you and paused, putting down the tape gun he had been using to seal up his boxes. He raised an eyebrow. You know, it's really strange to see you sitting in this room. Why? Frowned a little. His eyes distant and his voice quiet when he spoke next. During the visits to Mom's, when I was sitting alone in this room, I'd sometimes think about how you weren't here. It was a weird feeling at the time, that you just weren't around, and now that you are here, this exact place, I don't know how to explain the feeling. It's more than a feeling, when we sing that old song we used to play. He shrugged it off and smiled a little. So he said enough already. He didn't want to risk sounding silly. A lot of people coming to watch today. Oh, yay! You're gonna have so much fun at work, Umi. I can't wait. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy your time at work. Are you dressed in fun clothes? That'd be cool. Everyone coming dressed in Beetlejuice's suit. That'd be awesome. You haven't clocked in yet? Well, hurry up. You need to go service the people. You need to go give them drinks. Do it. Get them ready for their movie experience. Life is pretty confusing, is all. I didn't know you thought about me when you were away. True, life makes no sense. But I think we both managed to navigate it well enough so far. You still have time? Well, I'm glad you're spending your time here. Eat You've seen him! Nobody should be eating Beetlejuice. That's very unsanitary. It's very, very unsanitary. Smiled slightly, nodding his head a little. Yeah, I hope so. He looked away satisfied, heading over to the closet, and the last of the items to be sorted. Before long, every box, closet, and drawer had been thoroughly combed through, with the items either neatly packed up in boxes, organized, and returned to their proper place. With a sigh of relief, he glanced around the bedroom, the work you had done together.
Alright.
We're done. Good job to us. Gonna change out of my PJs for the drive. Thank you. Can I see your PJs real quick? I'm not gonna do anything to them. Just gonna set them on fire a little bit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. When two of you headed into the living room, ready to get everything finalized, hit the road, you found Kira in the kitchen, pouring a cup of tea. Cove headed toward her, leaning casually against the counter that divided the two spaces. Hey, you didn't have to get up so early. Are you crazy? Of course I have to see you off before you go. Can't sneak away while I'm out cold. This woman will never be caught dead in her robe. She's coming out, fully dressed, ready to go, ready to greet us. It's like 6 in the morning. She's fully done, ready to go, just to see us off. Who can burn? Why are you burning people? You know what? Silly question. Of course you're burning people. Why wouldn't you burn people? She's not Ma. No. Kira is not Ma. Kira's not coming out in a robe. Still half asleep. She beamed at him. And in all honesty, she seemed more than happy to be up and getting ready for the day. Oh, so that's why he's a morning person. Because of his mom. Look at these morning people. And I'm still tired. I'm just like, lady, get me some coffee. Don't speak to me until I've had coffee. You want some breakfast? I got some muesli. Muesli? I know what that is. I got some muesli or eggs and toast. Oh, and some of that fruity cereal you used to love. That's okay. You should really eat on the road. Kira smiled sadly, a little disappointed, but she seemed to understand that your time was running thin. Aww. She wants us to stay a little longer. Both experience of morning people. Make them stop. Make them stop being morning people. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you in the morning. I talk a lot before coffee. Do I? I talk a lot while having coffee, if that's what you mean. Thought you might say that. In that case, I packed you some snacks for the road.
What do you think?
Even if you don't end up eating them, take it anyway, just in case. You can always feed them to Cliff when you get home, and tell him I said hi. Cove laughed and shook his head, knowing his dad would love nothing more than to polish off whatever food Kira prepared for you.
Thank you.
Doesn't want you having coffee? How could he? How could Cove keep me from the coffee? I may have to destroy him. Guys, I may have to destroy my best friend. He is preventing me from having coffee. Nope, before you even get out of bed, you're quite the chatty bot. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking to the same person? Are you sure you're talking to me? Because that is not me. I don't know what you're talking about. I want you to get on the road. No. Then get me a coffee to go. Chatterbot. No. I promise you I am not a chatterbot. Thanks, Mom. You really didn't have to. Thank you for the snacks. Must be a mom thing to know stuff like that. I'll definitely eat whatever. Yeah, we'll eat. We'll eat whatever you make. I go wake you up? Yes. I know you wake me up. And then I hit the button like an alarm clock. No. Just smack the button. No. 5 more minutes. You better save some for me too. Kira giggled, hiding her mouth behind her hand. There's plenty here for both of you. She returned your smile with one of her own, before putting her cup of tea aside. Well, I'll help you get the car packed. Sure, thanks. 3 of you gotta move on, taking the boxes from Cole's bedroom and heading down to fill the basket? Heading down to fill the basket. The picnic basket. Heading down to fill the backseat of the car until there was barely an inch of space left in the back of the trunk. With all of you helping, it only took a couple of trips to move everything, and you were done before you knew it. Sweet, ready to go. Bye, third mom. Thanks for the snacks. Sorry to eat and run. Sorry to not even eat and run. Sorry to just run. Then, it was truly time to say goodbye. You covened back inside the apartment, but Kira looked over the 2 of you with quite a smile. It was great to see you both. Thank you for coming. Gave each of you a hug. You felt a little sad that you hadn't been able to spend more time with her. It was good to see you too, Mom. Cove embraced her in return, 2 of them holding on to each other for a few seconds longer. Aww. Cute. I miss you. But I'll visit again soon.
Of course.
You better. Don't look at me like that. That felt threatening. That felt like she was threatening. Hey, we should make plans for you to visit us too. I'll let you know when it's settled. I'd love that. Kira bundled all the stuff she prepared into a bag and handed them over to you. You took a quick peek at what she had packed. There was fruit, nuts, seed, hard-boiled eggs, some veggie sticks.
Cool.
Ooh, not bad. Oh, good to see we got some fresh food options now. Snacks I brought weren't. Kira shook her head at him and let out a soft laugh, as though she wouldn't have expected anything else. I seriously hope you're feeding yourself better than that at home. Yeah, of course. Just not on trips. Oh, this boy eats. I'm sure. Look how big he is. There's no way he can eat. Man's huge. I can live with that then. He looked over him fondly, her eyes at last focusing on his face and filling with emotion. I'm going to miss you, baby.
Me too.
Me too. Thank you for letting us come. We'll be together before you know it. Yeah, we'll be together. I can't wait. Can't wait to see everyone again. I hope so. Kira put an arm around you both, pulling you in tight into her side for one final squeeze. Have a safe trip. No! We're having a dangerous trip back. We're, doing donuts. We're driving down the highway at 150 miles an hour. We will! No, we won't. With the last goodbye, we are halving the time of our first trip. With the last goodbye, you exited the apartment. Though Cove hesitated for a moment in the door, his expression distant. You weren't sure what he was doing, though you tentatively took a step toward him. Everything okay? Your voice seemed to bring him back to earth, and he shook his head to clear his thoughts, his green hair swaying from side to side. Yeah, let's go. With that, the 2 of you headed back down to the car, ready to make the long trip home. We ready for a trip back? Ah, I missed it. Soon enough, you're in the wide open road with a car full of Cove's things. Only one destination, Sunset Bird, California. The drive went as smoothly as it could. Actually, how long was this trip? How far is it from Nevada to Cali? Well, we have no idea where Sunset Bird is. We just know it's on the coast. That's not very specific for California. So it could be very, very far. I don't know. How long is this trip? Anyway, It's long enough. It's long enough to be very tiring. Drive went as smoothly as it could be expected, with the morning slowly creeping into midday as the miles flew by. The day flew by the whir of open road and sunshine, and before you knew it was early afternoon. By that point, you had already crossed the state line. Cove announced that he planned a little stop on the way home. He was quite pleased with himself as you arrived at the precipice, the Redwood National Park. Shaded beneath a canopy of enormous redwood trees, you drove along. It took less than a day. Yep, it took less than a day. And that's all we know. Cove parked the car. You pushed the door to get out. First thing you did was look up. Enormous redwood trees surrounded you on all sides, the massive trees shooting straight up into a canopy of foliage overhead. There were too many of them to count, stretching on and on as far as you could see. Squinted against the sunlight that was peeking through the leaves and dancing in the paths around you. It's great, right? He smiled at you from over the roof of the car, before glancing around the place fondly. Remember the trip our families took here that one summer? It was cool going on a journey and seeing the forest in person, even if we didn't stay very long. Yeah, that was a very weird trip. Took an RV to go out to this place for like half a day, and then drove right back. And that took 3 days. I feel like that wasn't worth it. Run to the forest, become an elf. That's what this whole trip was about. We just picked up our stuff so we can take it into the woods and become elves. We're going to be, what do you call them? Not elves. The druids. We're going to become druids. Redwood National Park tells you a lot about the location. Yeah, but I'm also not going to look that up. Thank you. Maybe I'll try looking it up after the stream. Figure out where. Do we think it's like halfway through? Wait, no, they said it was at the precipice. Wait, no, this is the trip we took here. We took a trip here in an RV. So, isn't it kind of far? I don't know. I'm so confused. I'm so confused about how far things are. I guess we can stay for even less time, but oh well. We're just going to be one with nature. We're going to learn to live off the land of this protected forest that would probably be highly illegal for us to do. We got this. This seemed like a good time to stop by. Who knows when we'll get another chance. His voice got a little softer at the end. It seemed to be bittersweet for him, being in a place he was so fond of, but not having the time to appreciate it fully. We were pleased to have stopped there. Yeah, felt pretty good. Yeah, I feel good. This is nice. Trees are cool. There's plenty to look at. It was a good chance to refuel with some snacks and water before heading out again. Thanks for bringing me here. There'll be more chances in the future, I promise. I promise. I promise. I'm absolutely lying, but I promise. Cole smiled, stuffing his hands in his pockets and dipping his head. I'm gonna hold you to that. Two of you walked around for a while, completely dwarfed by the sheer scale of the redwoods. Kind of put your view of yourself and everything in a strange perspective. Took in a lungful of clean forest air, listening to the sounds of birdsong, the cool breeze rustling through the underbrush, taking advantage of the space moving around freely. However you felt about being there, it's a totally different scene than sitting in the old car for hours and hours. Okay, I need some water. My voice box is feeling fried. It's feeling a little fried. That's a little better. That is a little better. Okay. Being here again, you couldn't help but reminisce on what else had happened during the trip you had taken here all that time ago. There were a lot of things that had reminded you of it recently. You looked over at Cove, who seemed to be lost in the peace of the place, and you wondered if any of it crossed his mind. Smiling at the sight, he thought back on what had been a highlight of long-gone vacation. Elizabeth teased us mercilessly on the trip, remember? Families were so close. Remember how Bert stole your dad's sleds? Ha! Nice. That little anklet chat. That was a revelation. Cove scratched his face awkwardly and sighed, seeming determined not to meet your eyes. Yeah, we're just not gonna talk about that. God, I love teasing this boy. Oh, Umi's gotta go? Okay. Have fun. Enjoy work. Go burn the people. Burn it all down. Wait. I know you remember. I'm never gonna hear the end of it from you, am I? Nope. No, you are not. Gave a light shrug. Do you still like them? I do. I think they're pretty sexy. He's so... He's so embarrassed. He laughed quietly, sounded nervous, a little strained. He continued chatting about the trip a little while longer, about the things you had seen and done and even eaten. A lot of the memories Cove had of the trip were similar to your own, but you were also surprised to hear a few other things from his point of view. So much had happened that there was no shortage of things to talk about. The place certainly had a nostalgic quality about it. Your spirits were light as you ambled past the information boards and picnic areas. But before long, he decided it was time to bring his short stop to an end. Now back to the car to get on the road again. On the road again. Cove sighed when you finally reached the vehicle, jangling the keys in his hand before unlocking the doors.
Well,
I wish we didn't have to go. We're going to be responsible and not stay longer than we should. Yes, we are the most responsible. We were absolutely super responsible. How grown up of you. Nothing out of the ordinary. We've been grown up since we were like 8. We've been, we're just bigger adults now. We were little adults, now we are bigger adults. He smiled slightly, and with that, the two of you jumped into the car, buckled in, and he put it in drive. You were getting closer and closer to town as the sun started setting, though we're still far enough away that the radio stations were unfamiliar to you. Oh, that's different. I didn't expect to actually see him in the car. Cole twisted the dial his way, that before stumbling onto the channel with a song he seemed to like. That was a regress when the fates in a sea of static, strange radio jockeys and grating tunes. His face immediately brightened at the sound of it, and he drummed his fingers along the bottom of the steering wheel happily. Sitting back in his seat, he bopped his head and shimmied his shoulders in time to the tune, all while mouthing along to the words. Occasionally, he even lifted one hand from the wheel and gestured with his fingers for a specific line. See, like half a day back. For real. Actually, we left early. I bet it's like most of the day to get back. Smiled. Chuckled softly. Heh heh. Cove looked over and rolled his eyes with a smile, clearly enjoying himself despite everything. It's weird someone driving the car. We thought these were all self-driving cars. We didn't know people were actually driving them. That's so weird. Song ended. Cove reached over to start cycling through the radio stations again. Upon finding nothing tolerable, flipped the dial off in defeat and leaned back in his seat with a sigh. You rested your head on your hand, stared out the window at the sky, darkened, watching the landscape slowly melt into more familiar views. The miles went on, and any energy you had earlier was beginning to drain away. You imagined home and your family. You'd be there together soon. You know, I spent all these years living in Sunset Bird, taking a few weeks each summer visiting my mom. In that second room. That's not gonna happen anymore. Not really. I can still see my parents, but the way it all works between us has changed forever. Is it because of us? Did we do it? Is it because we had that little therapy session? He paused, silent stretching. Serious look settled on his face, his thoughts far away. I'm excited to be on the brink of real adulthood. I'm worried about the future? Nah, future's bright. We got this. I can't wait. I can't wait to be a real adult. There's so many experiences we've yet to do. Aww. We're still not a real adult at 18. I still don't feel like a real adult. I don't think you ever feel like a real adult. Not if you're living your life correctly. Should always feel like you're in your 20s. Yay, can't wait for taxes. That's what adulthood is about. Taxes. Taxes are stupid, by the way. The government can just do your taxes for you and just send you a bill or like give you the money, but they don't. They make you do it. They make you do it and then check it. They make you do it and then they do it anyway. What the hell, America? What is the point of that? What did my avatar just do? Why did that just become tiny? Jesus. All because of my coffee. I just took a sip of coffee. Why did that make me tiny? Someone switched my coffee for that Alice in Wonderland drink. There's so many experiences we've yet to do. Homework. No. Yes, we get homework as adults. Homework for adults. It's like homework for school. Except if you don't pass, you go to jail. Cove's mouth pulled into a tight line, though he gave a small nod. Cove stared straight ahead, down the long, long road. The path looked like he'd never end from where you were, but that wasn't true. Eventually, he found a few more words to say. I think it's funny because someone said they can't do everyone's taxes, but they do that already. They can't do everyone's taxes, but they do everyone's taxes? Oh, someone said the government can't do everyone's taxes, but yeah. No, yeah, they can. They absolutely can. They already do it. That is a bold-faced fucking lie. They can and do everyone's taxes. Yes, the government. Exactly. Correct.
I'm so glad.
I think it's good we're able to do this trip without any parents or chaperones. It was just us. We did it all. I don't know. I feel a little more independent now. A little more ready for what's ahead. I felt ready for a while now. I'm not sure if I'll ever be ready. I don't know. I feel like you're never ready. You just gotta do it. You just gotta do the thing. Don't understand context clues. I get confused. I just get confused sometimes. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a confused bot. What do you want? I understand context clues just fine. You don't understand context clues. Man. Thought of leaving home. My mom's. It's scary. Both sighed solemnly. The sky outside grew even darker as the hours passed by. Stars blinking on like tiny fireflies painted into a canvas of blue. Scenery continued transitioning between open roads, industrial areas, and beach towns, becoming increasingly recognizable as time went on. You felt someone disconnected from the world around you as you watched it through your window, your tired mind growing hazy. It was strange, reflective feeling, but peaceful nonetheless. Soon enough, the world would return to you, and you'd find your feet firmly on the ground. It couldn't be helped. Your enter would end. Life could continue, but your memories would linger on. That was a nice trip. I like that trip. Got to see Kira. What do we think? Serendipity? It looks like we're getting a new phone with that one. Happiness. Let's go find happiness. Why are bubbles included with charity? What? Late shift. You know what? I think I want to know what's going on with the crepe. We haven't had any food in this so far. Except for like some snacks. Eat phone. So we can either eat the crepe or we can eat the phone. What are we thinking? Crepe or phone? Who wants to eat the crepe and who wants to eat the phone? We haven't had any food really in this game yet, and I feel gypped. I feel like we've lost half this game without the food. I think this game requires food. Eat everything. Eat the everything. Okay. I'm going to start with the crepes. I'm going to start by eating the crepes. Eat the phone. Skylar wants to eat the phone. Can we go back? Alright. You guys want to eat the phone? We had chips. We did have chips. You're right. We also had chips. We had chips, fruit, nuts, seeds, and hard-boiled eggs. So I guess it's time for us to eat a phone. You guys want to eat the phone? Let's eat the phone. Light filtered down through the leaves of the oak tree overhead, casting speckled shadows on the sidewalk all around you. There was a drop of sweat slowly making its way down the side of your face. Flicked it away with your thumb, slowing to stop in the cool shade. The day had you out and about in town, in no hurry to go anywhere in particular. You'd just gotten something to eat, and there was nothing planned for the rest of the afternoon. Your moms were at work, and Liz had left early in the morning to do something. You had no idea what. Who knows? She's doing sister stuff. You guys know. She's just doing older sister stuff. You took out your phone, idly noting the time when it started to jingle. The screen lit up in your hand. Speak of the devil, Liz messaged you. Come home ASAP. Don't tell me what to do. Before you could even begin to question why, your phone went off again. Nothing bad, but you have to see this, so come back already. Don't tell me what to do. I don't wanna. With that final message, you were left only silently less confused than you were before. You hadn't seen much of your sister lately. She had been acting strange for days, always shutting herself up in her room. It wouldn't be so weird if, at the dinner table, she didn't suddenly start smirking at herself over nothing. The rare times you did see her, she would sneak in you expectant looks, like she was waiting to be asked what's up. All your questions led nowhere. I hate that. People just want you to ask, but never tell you anything. Fine, keep your secrets. She answered you with a put-upon sigh, proclaimed that she was busy, tell you that she would have to talk about it later. No hints, no guessing. Whatever it was, she was determined to keep it a secret. Maybe now you'd finally find out what it was. As you did an about-face on the sidewalk and started heading home, you received more texts. To your surprise, the name that popped up on the screen this time was Cove's. That's dumb. That is dumb. Did you hear from Liz? Yeah, she told me to come home. Well, that's some urgent thing you have to see. So that's just Cove too? You weren't surprised. Liz teased him about it, but he was like family. However, you were struggling to understand how he fit into Liz's surprise. I don't know. Sometimes I still feel like they hate each other. I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, Liz sent me the same thing. What, is there something on fire? Why would Liz tell you her news? Yeah, she sent this same thing. Okay, is it gonna be a response? His reply came only seconds later after you waited to cross the street. I figured she would. Are you going to see what's up? I'm walking there now. Me too. Glancing up, you saw the light had changed and walked to a walk sign while you were busy texting. You hurriedly wrapped things up, texting Cove real quick goodbye before crossing the street. It was fine. You'll be seeing him later anyway. Not expecting any more messages. Put your phone away. Walk so you could walk without having to worry about tripping over the curb. Thankfully, it was a short trek home, and soon enough, you were walking up your street. Familiar face of your house already in view. Our house has a face? There's a face in our house. Is it one of those things where, like, the house just looks like it has a face? I mean, not really. The house doesn't really look like it has a face. You know what? It kind of looks like it has one of those Saiyan scouters. One of the power level scouters. Thinking of what might be waiting at home was making you worried. Left you entirely lost. I'm lost. I'm very lost. I have no idea. Said it's not bad, so I have no idea what it could be. And the more you learn, the more questions you had. They were all buzzing around in your head. Too many to try and pick out and make sense of. You quicken your pace to catch up to him. The scuff of your shoes loud against the pavement. You heard it instantly, not missing a beat as he turned toward you and slowed his steps in sync.
Hey.
Hey, number 22. Hi. Here we are, at my house. At that, Cove gave you a wry smile. Here we are. Sounded almost like a question, wondering why the two of you had been summoned there. Any ideas on what Liz wants for us? Wants us for? Shook your head. The situation was out of character for your sister. Anything could happen. Well, I guess we go in and find out. Taking his cue, you grabbed your keys and opened the front door. Cove trailed behind you as you entered. Okay, sis, what is this all about? You walked through the open door, peered about, not sure what you were looking for. From the entryway, you could see Liz pacing across the living room, smile, gaze intent on her phone. You caught her just as she had completed a turn. Behind you, the door clicked shut. Eat the house? Well then, where are we gonna live? God, it's gonna take forever to eat this house. It's gonna take an entire week. It's worth it. Probably tastes delicious. Second she heard it, her head darted up to your direction, her features lighting up the side of you and Cove. Hello? Ah, you've arrived. And together too. That's perfect. Just perfect. What the hell do you want? Flashed you a radiant smile. You could almost see her limbs vibrating as if she was poised to pounce. Cove raised an eyebrow at your sister's bizarre behavior. Yeah, I'm concerned too. What could she possibly want? This better be important. You're in a good mood today. So what is it? Where is it? What are you gonna show us? Yeah, I'm curious. What is this? Shouldn't take longer than a day? Damn. How much do we eat, Memo? I can't eat an entire house in a day. I need leftovers. That would last me a week. Maybe I just have a tiny little stomach. Liz laughed at your rapid-fire questioning. Calm down. You'll see. Don't keep me in suspense. Liz's eyes narrowed with a mischievous glint. She let out a low cackle. Okay, now I'm worried. Now I'm thoroughly concerned. Why are you cackling at me? So lately, I've been hard at work on a little plan of mine. And you two get the honor of seeing it all come together. Here it is. Okay. Surprise! He lifted a hand in the air to present the very comfortable but completely mundane living room. In the resulting silence, you and Cove glanced around again, then made eye contact with each other. Face mirrored your bafflement. Then suddenly, another voice rang out in the room. Surprise! Wait, is that the guy? Our little friend? Ah! Cove flinched at the shout, shoulders shooting up in his ears. Laughter came from your sister, as well as from the other side of the room. It's him! I forgot his name, but it's him! Holy crap, he's here! Your head whipped around just in time to see a familiar figure with freckled face, purple cap, springing up from behind the back of the couch. Yeah, I was wondering what his deal was. I would really like to... You hate his clothes. Is that the first thing you tell him? After so long, this is what you're gonna tell him? I hate your clothes. You suck. Cove's mouth fell open, recognition immediately coming to him. Shiloh? Yes, that's his name, Shiloh. Holy crap, Shiloh's here. Hi, Cove. Hi, number 22. Shiloh greeted the two of you so casually, like we'd gone for 10 days rather than 10 years. Shiloh! Too stunned to speak. What in the world were you doing there? But I thought you weren't the Shiloh we knew. No, we're gonna tease him. No, this is a different Shiloh. We don't know you. He dresses like someone you knew? Oh, should we beat up Shiloh? Will that make you feel better? The initial shock quickly wore off. Crossed your arms and leveled a look at the freckled face who had ditched you at the start of the summer. Treated you and Liz like complete strangers. Shiloh shifted nervously, angling the brim of his hat down to hide from your scrutiny. Liz tutted at your comment. Don't be rude. I'll explain. Yes, please explain. I need an explanation. Shiloh's a good kid? I don't know. We haven't seen him in 10 years. He might be a gang member by now. When we got home that day, I changed my mind about letting it go. Why did I have to? Social media exists, right? Good point. You could just go find him online. So I thought, why not try finding him and sending him a little reminder message. Luckily, there are only so many 7-year-old Shiloh fields in the world. It wasn't that hard to do. Hearing Liz speak seemed to encourage Shiloh, who pulled himself together to face both you and your sister with a careful smile. I'm really sorry about what happened. Yeah, I'm waiting for that explanation. I'd really like to know. When you talked to me that first time, I was in the middle of a tour for a school field trip. I couldn't get separated from the group and didn't expect anyone would want to be talking to me. I was so worried about getting back to everyone else, I didn't think too hard on what you were saying. But when Lizzie's message showed up, everything suddenly hit me. Lizzie, number 22, Cove, you were the kids of Sunset Bird, back when I was a little kid. Okay, with a name like number 22, how do you forget us? How do you forget that we exist? How many people are named number 22? How many people have a number as a name? How do you forget who we were? I'm a freaking robot! How do you forget your robot from when you were a child? Worst child ever! How do you forget your robot friend? There's no way I could forget that. Not for real. I do know all of you. I'm so happy I get to see you again. I have Lizzie to thank for that. My mom was already planning to take a short trip near here this summer. My mom could bring me along. Lizzie offered to pick me up and bring me the rest of the way here, just so I could visit the neighborhood again. And that's why I decided to make a big reveal instead of outright telling you two I got back in contact with Shiloh. Once again, you lifted a hand in the air, properly presenting that long-lost childhood friend you all shared. So, ta-da! Very good showmanship. Very impressive. Alright, still pretty stupid not to realize sooner. You're amused. It was impressive how it all came together. I love it when a plan all comes together. You never could have planned seeing Shiloh that day. I think it would lead to this. You raised your hands and started clapping for Liz. Good job, Liz. You did a good. You did a good. Thank you. You've been a wonderful audience. Cove blinked slowly, a little dazed by everything that was going on. Alright, Cove wasn't there. So he's just like, what? What? I don't believe it. He's just here? Poke his eyes. I like to imagine he's just like blinking one eye at a time. We just poke it. He doesn't even react when we poke his eye. And now I'm out of coffee. Okay, I'm going to get some water. Don't disappear or anything. As he disappears, padded off to the kitchen. No need for a chaperone. He knew where the cups were. Wow, you really surprised him, Lizzie. And number 22 too. Did you see their face when I appeared? Yes, I did. Liz patted the cushion in front of the couch. I'm glad. I'm glad you find amusement in this. Make yourself comfortable. You don't have to keep hunkering down behind there anymore. No, yes you do. That's where you are now. That's where you go. That's where Shiloh stays. Just hunkered down behind the couch. With a laugh, Shiloh crossed around backside and took a seat. Maybe it was awkward being the only one sitting because he kept idly twiddling his fingers. Could hear him humming to himself. Nonsense tune with no real melody. Something to keep his voice busy. Being here again could be more nerve-wracking for him than he let on. He lives there now. He just lives behind the couch. Cove's soft voice announced his return. Paused to drag the back of his hand across his mouth, wiping away what droplets of water lingered there. Bro, be clean. Have some cleanliness. Hi, Shiloh. Welcome back. At Cove's confused greeting, Shiloh laughed cheerily. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, old buddy, old pal, old friend. Think it's amazing you're still here in this same neighborhood. Just like how it was way back then. Shiloh sighed happily at the moments of Cove raised an eyebrow and gave the room a considering glance. Hey, this is where we met the first time, remember? Right after I moved in, me and number 22 were brought down right here to have a playdate with you. Yeah! Alright. He was waiting for Lizzie. Shiloh laughed, his eyes downcast as he fiddled with the corner of his collared shirt. We almost didn't meet in the living room, because you wanted to jump out of the window to get away from me. Cove's obsession with windows. Cove is about two things: the sea and windows. That is everything to Cove's personality. Cove cringed at the memory of his younger self being pushed back into the forefront of his mind. His mouth going tight, he awkwardly looked away from Shiloh. I think Cove is clean by how he looks, but Cove is very disgusting. I agree. Always wiping stuff on his hands. Always wiping his hands on stuff. You have a good memory. Oh, I don't think so. Seeing this place again just brings lots of things back. Clapped his hands together, an idea suddenly coming to him. But hey, now that our group is together, you want to go hang out and visit some of the old places? I've been hiding in the living room since I got here. He's been there for like an hour just waiting for us. I hope we kept him waiting for a long time while he's just behind the couch. Liz wasn't afraid to laugh at herself, bringing her hand to her chest to silently take the blame for that. I'd love to. Yeah. Without missing a beat, the others turned to you for your answer. No. I don't wanna. Definitely. Absolutely. Let's go. Sounds like fun. And with that, the four of you headed out to the neighborhood as one. Even with how short the time you spent indoors was, sun was momentarily blinding you once you left the house. Squinting, you brought your hand up to shield your eyes. The pleasant summer day had yet to go away. Only a few wispy clouds drifted along the sky. You strolled down the way. Liz took the lead, followed by you and Cove walking side by side. Shiloh freely took to walking in the middle of the road, his arms idly swinging back and forth at his sides as he turned his head every which way to take in as much as he could. Yeah? Who knows when he'll be back here? I must drink. Water is good for my CPU. It was very much a trip down memory lane for him. I wonder how much the neighborhood had changed in his eyes. Not a word passed between the group about where you were heading first, but soon enough, you found yourself walking the usual path to the shopping street. Before you reach it, the sounds of it did. A collective of sandals tracking the sand, shrill calls of seagulls, the overlapping conversations of beachgoers, and random strains of music from various stalls. Is the amazing Alexander still here? I wanna go see. I wanna go see if he's still here doing magic tricks. Wow. 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 The odd gasp had come from Shiloh. His eyes were all lit up. Were there always so many different stores in one place? Yeah, of course. Wow. I can see why so many people come here. Hey, do they still have those nice little ice cream stands? Yeah, that hasn't changed. Yay! We should get some. It'll be my treat. Thanks, Shiloh. Ice cream sounds perfect on such a hot day. How about you, Cove? You could see that, unlike Liz, Cove was struggling with the decision. Brow wrinkled in thought. Alright, he doesn't really like ice cream, does he? Does Cove not like ice cream? Finally, a hesitant smile appeared on his face as he settled on keeping to the spirit of the special occasion. Yeah, sounds good to me. Awesome. 22? I like that, thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Tyler gave you a wide grin, as if you were the one buying him ice cream. Four of you continue to walk as ice cream plans were further discussed. Are you getting a popsicle, Lizzie? Yes. Hearing that, Shiloh smiled shyly. I thought you might still like that. I'm gonna get an ice cream cone. Shiloh began to turn toward Cove, but before he could ask, Cove offered up his choice. I'll get an ice cream sandwich. He wants to feel responsible. Aww. Cute kid. I'm gonna get an ice cream cone. Yes. I like ice cream cones. What's your favorite ice cream? I usually go with vanilla. Well, either I do mint chocolate chip or like vanilla with rainbow sprinkles. Those are my favorites. Shiloh had the right idea for this one. It was the best choice. Hot day. Needs ice cream. There was an ice cream stall further up the street, across from a souvenir shop displaying postcards of the sea and saltwater taffy in its windows. The stand itself was already hard to miss, with the pastel pinks and blues, and its eye-casting poster boards listing every individual flavor. It was impossible to ignore once a catchy little jingle playing from its speakers was added. Shiloh greeted the owner and began picking out the treats that everyone had chosen. He paid for them, before handing them out to their respective owners. Sinking your teeth into your ice cream cone, you relished the sweet chill it left in your mouth. Liz was right. This was the perfect treat for a summer day. Around you, everyone was eating at their own pace. Liz held her popsicle away from herself, careful not to let it drip on her dress. She was trying to go about eating it as delicately as she could while Shiloh dug into his. Mint chocolate chip, cookie dough. Cookie dough's a good one. I like it. Cookies and cream. Those are really good ones. You have very good taste. Very good taste, Memo. Counted only 2 or 3 bites before Cove had devoured his sandwich. Damn! Damn, boy! Relax, it's not going anywhere. Shiloh laughed, also noticing the way Cove inhaled his food. Is it already finished? Damn, bro. Cove shrugged a little in reply, his attention more focused on crumpling up the sandwich wrapper in his hand. So, what have you been doing around here since you've been gone? Well, I already told you about the attending college away from here. I don't really live here anymore. But to be more specific in my life, I'm pursuing a degree in architecture. Shiloh perked up at that, his mouth falling open in awe. Oh! Amazing! Thanks. Still her #1 fan. He will forever be fanboying. He will forever be simping for Liz. Actually, I was thinking about it, and the first time I really decided I liked buildings and building them was when you and I would make sandcastles out on the beach. Aw, Lizzie. Such a sincere admission from your sister. All Shiloh could do was blush and lower his head, too flattered to know what else to say. He is still the same exact Shiloh, huh? Liz laughed, just as flustered, though she had been the one to say it. The atmosphere was awkward, but not unpleasant. Shiloh shyly glanced over at you and Cove. Then, what about you two? What have you been up to? Me, number 22, just graduated high school. We got a part-time job. I volunteer at this organization to clean up stuff, things like that. Hasn't changed at all. I feel like none of us have changed that much. Well, actually, Lizzie's changed a bunch. Lizzie is, less mean? She's less mean. Not along, Cove. You had to explain how you were doing normal things. Yes, I'm doing completely normal things. We're very normal. We're doing normal things. Felt there wasn't anything super interesting to share about your life. What you cared about was important to you. But you know it wasn't always the same for other people. Shiloh just seemed happy to hear it. Great! Being around him again was a little like picking up an old forgotten habit. Clunky at first, but as the 4 of you talked, it started to come more naturally. Lizzie is in a different stage in life, so it makes like she's so different. True, she's an adult who's been out for a bit. She's a college kid. And when one of you ran out of things to say, suddenly someone else remembered something new. Alright, do you remember those mean old not actually grandparents that used to live in our neighborhood? Yeah, they were so mean. Well, they're not here anymore. Oh no! They're not spending summers here anymore. They're still alive. Don't worry, Shiloh. They're not dead. Oh, thank goodness. It helped that Shiloh was just as eager to hear what had gone on in his absence as people were to tell him. Soon everyone threw out what trash they had in a nearby garbage can as the group made their way down to the beach. No! I want to see if the great Alexander is still there! Aw. I guess not. That makes me sad. Going down to shore inevitably led to a certain spot. It didn't take very long for Shiloh to recognize what it was in the distance. His word trailed off as in the middle of a sentence, his footsteps faltering at first. Then all at once, he broke away from the group and dashed right into the old park, giggling as he ran. Oh, everything's so small! His laughter petered out as he came to a stop at the swings and grabbed hold of one of the support poles. He walked in a little circle around it, marveling at how easily his hands wrapped around its entirety. Emboldened by Shiloh's enthusiasm, Liz popped herself down on one of the swing sets, only to instantly show an expression of regret. There's no way she was comfortable in that tiny seat so low to the ground. Not without she had to scrunch up her legs to fit there. She needs an adult-sized swing set. Shiloh creeped up behind her. Actually, she's in like a sundress and a hat. She should have one of those, one of those big wood swings that they have in like old-timey romance movies. You know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. The ones that are like strung up to a tree. Shiloh creeped up behind her, took hold of the chains of her swing, one in each hand.
Seriously?
What are you doing? And with a grin, Shiloh started walking back. Liz shifted her seat to look at him. You cannot be trying to push me. These are made for kids. It's never gonna work. Not with that attitude, it's not. Shiloh just hummed and kept pulling her back. Resigning herself to her fate, Liz tucked her legs up as much as possible. Shiloh moved his hands to her back. With a running start, he got her forward and up as far as he could go before jumping out of the way. Liz had her eyes squeezed shut, the screech escaping her as the swing started falling backwards. When it swung back around, it was Shiloh again to push her. Stand on it? That might work. That is a good technique. Very much proper swinging technique. She couldn't kick the ground like when you were kids. Her legs were too long for that now. Shiloh was pushing her enough to keep the momentum going. The air was filled with their wild laughter and the almost rhythmic jangle of the swing chains. Cove sat against the bars of the jungle gym, wearing a bent smile as he watched them. He was fiddling with something, turning it over in his hands. When he craned your neck to get a better view, he obligingly lifted it for you to see. It was a piece of shell, one side rough and mottled. One side rough and mottled gray, the other side completely smooth, revealing a faint blue sheen when it caught the light. Would it be easy to control how the skirt lays? Oh yeah, that's true. Why didn't they think of that? Just stand on it. You'll be fine. Saw it on the beach. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's a good one. No, I meant Shiloh. He seemed more confident than I remember. I think so too. Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's less shy than he used to be. He and Liz look closer than they did as kids. Cove nodded, leaning back to enjoy the breeze blowing in from the sea. Soon, your sister began to speak out. Alright, I'm ready to get off now. How do you stop this? How do you stop this thing? Don't worry. Shiloh braced himself, one foot planted forward as the swing started coming back down. Then in one quick motion, he reached up and caught the chains again. He had his feet skidding back in the sand, but he kept his stance steady. Liz was surprised at suddenly being brought to a halt. He didn't show it, only tilting her head up to smile at him. Shiloh had yet to catch his breath, though returned the smile just as brightly. He let go of the chains, walking around the swing set, briefly rubbing his hands together before offering one to Liz, which she graciously accepted, needing help to get out of the tiny seat. Then the two of them made their way back over to you and Cove. Liz was looking more ruffled than usual, and her sun hat was off-kilter, having held on for dear life the entire ride. She took the moment to straighten her outfit back into place. That looked like fun. It was. Even though you were just pushing me on the swings? Yep, that was the fun part. Huh, hey Shiloh, We got an idea of what our lives have been like since you've been gone. I'm wondering, what happened to you after you moved away? Yeah, good question. How's Shiloh been? Shiloh's eyes went wide, as if it was surprising to hear. Couldn't recall him talking about himself when you were all telling stories. Maybe he hadn't been able to find the right timing. Brought his hand to his chin, tapping it thoughtfully as he looked up and to the side. Well, what happened was my mom decided to move back to the south, closer to where I was born. Stayed there for a few years until she got another job offer in California, again, thanks to a connection she had here. It was a really good job at a private boarding school, so he decided to take it. With a wide grin, he said the next part. And as a bonus, her kid, me, gets to attend the school and live in the dorms for free. I've been here since my second year of middle school. Pretty soon, I'm going to be starting my last year of high school. Oh, okay, sweet. I don't know why I thought he was even younger. I thought he was just like getting into high school. Maybe because he's a little shorty. Liz leaned toward him with an attentive smile on her face. Have you been doing well there? Getting good grades? Got any friends? At the list of questions, Shiloh held his hands in front of himself, as to say were physical things he could have stave off. That he could stave off. He has that one friend who's a total ass. So there's that. Yeah, everything. It can be a little hard sometimes because of how people are in that school. But I'm happy. How people are? Cove couldn't guess what that meant. But Liz folded her arms, scowling. Like that little asshole that we met? Don't tell me there's more people like that Nate guy hanging around. Oh, that's his name? I forgot his name. Shiloh rubbed at his cheek, laughing nervously. He glanced from the bars of the jungle gym to the lace of his shoes to the trees swaying in the distance, unsure of where to rest his gaze. Not exactly. Nate doesn't mean to be mean. He just kind of is. He's not trying to be mean. He's just very mean. He's the school's #1 performer for athletics and academics. He always takes on so much responsibility that the only possible way he can finish it all is if absolutely nothing goes wrong. Throw the kid in the ocean? Do it. Throw Nate in the ocean. But that's impossible. So he's always... Actually, let's also throw Derek's siblings into the ocean, along with Nate. Can we do that? Let's do that. That's impossible. So he's always stressed and ready to snap. Can't handle it when someone seems to be causing a problem. Everyone into the ocean. Cove would love that. Cove wants to be in the ocean. Okay, everyone except Cove goes into the ocean. That's why during the field trip, he was upset when I went off on my own like that. Still, he's really smart and reliable and sensitive and cares a lot. Most of the time, he doesn't even realize the way of dealing with stuff upsets other people. Cove had a patient smile on his face, listening earnestly as Shiloh rattled off his list of Nate's good traits. The waves. Memo doing the wave. You know him pretty well. Are you actually friends? Well, not exactly. Me and Nate are in the same after-school group. About once a month, me, 6 other students, and a supervisor get together to talk. We did it all of last year, and I think next year we're going to be in the same group again. I hope so. Nice. Okay. I'm glad he's not so bad. I'm glad your friend is actually a good guy. I'm glad your friend is a good person. I don't want you getting mixed up with the wrong crowd. Memo. Memo just spanning the chats with waves. Memo just doing the wave over and over. Thank you for that. Especially since Shiloh might have had to be in the same after-school group as him next year. Liz shook her head at your words. It would take much more for her to be convinced of Nate's upstanding character. Especially, I'd still appreciate having a word with Nate about his communication skills. Yes, Liz is going to teach him how to communicate with her fist. Her tone of voice was low and pointed. You'd be worried for Nate if not for the playful smile that accompanied her words. No, that makes it worse. That makes it even worse. I think she wants to punch him. Shiloh let out a little laugh at that. I do have Nate's number, but he wouldn't pick up. People in my group only answer when they feel like hearing from me, so usually I have to wait for them to call. Either that, or they never even consider answering my calls, or calling me, or talking to me at all, unless the supervisor forces them to. That doesn't sound great, dude. Such a bleak description of his dynamic with his group, but he didn't seem to realize it until he glanced up and saw the concerned looks on everyone's face. Smile fell. He hastened to add one more thing. Well, except for one who will always answer for sure. Oh? She immediately perked up.
Really?
So that's a friend of yours? He hesitated to answer. Something Cove picked up on. Not exactly. Yeah, I'd like to be friends, though. Alright. Liz crossed her arms together once more, grim face like she was the commander of a ship about to lead her little crew into battle. We're going to go fight your friends. We're going to beat them up and make you their friend. Sure about that? Maybe they don't think you want to be bothered since you don't contact them. I don't know. Who knows? I don't understand their dynamic either. You shouldn't call them right now. What? You should call them? Wait, you say you should? If you want to be friends with them, I can help. If you're going to be in the same group again, you should at least try to get along. No, I couldn't. Quickly grew flustered, tongue stumbling over his sentences. I don't want to be a bother. Liz, what are we going to do? Watch him while he talks to someone on the phone? No, Cove. Shiloh. The last syllable of Shiloh's name trailing off into nothing. Soon became clear Liz had not fully thought out the plan yet, but she wouldn't be Liz if she just stopped there. Okay, Liz hasn't changed that much. Shiloh. Could put them on a video call and we could all talk together, of course. Clapped her hands together, a wide smile on her face that didn't leave room for dissenting opinions. It's a good idea. It'll work. Okay. Liz being Liz. It's a terrible idea. I don't know. I don't know, man. Cove gave a long, suffering sigh at Liz's suggestion. Come on, Shiloh. Just talk to them. Say that we're your friends from out of town. The worst that could happen is nothing changes. I guess you have a point. Once they have more chances to talk to you, they'll be convinced to be better friends. It's going to turn out okay. Shiloh stalled to answer, but his hand was already hovering over one of the pockets of his pants. Alright, we can talk. Yeah. What exactly are you going to say to them, Liz? Hello, random person. I am an old friend. How is your day? No, this is actually a bad idea. Liz clenched her hand into a fist, cheering as Shiloh officially reached into the pocket and pulled out his phone. He noticed it was the same type of model as your own, but his hand had a red case around it. This isn't a flip phone. What are you talking about? She makes terrible plans. She makes terrible plans and hopefully it works out. Screen lit up and Shiloh requested a video call with some number in his contacts. None of them on the list had names. Must just remember what number belongs to what person. Who does that? Does he actually memorize the numbers? Why wouldn't you put the names? Huh, weird. He is closer to the three of you so everyone could hear better. Vaguely, you wonder how this looked from the outside. 4 teenagers on the verge of adulthood, hanging out on an old playground and huddled up around a single phone. Strange? Suspicious? No, that's just teenagers. That's what they do. The ringing of the phone broke you out of your musings. You kept your eyes on it, your heart speeding at the end of each dial tone, thinking, could this be it? Always have another startup. It had been ringing for a while when you started to think of what Cove said, about all of you watching as Shiloh talked on the phone. Maybe even that wouldn't happen. Shiloh could sense an awkwardness in the air, smiling to try and dispel it. This is normal. Don't worry. Just as he said it, the call ended, not even going to voicemail. Shiloh clicked to redial. He never answers on the first call. He always does on the second. That's how he is. At least with most people. There are exceptions. You, Liz, and Cove furtively shared ambiguous looks, none of you wanting to accidentally discourage Shiloh. Then he focused on the phone again, as it started to ring once more. Jingling suddenly cut off in the middle, followed by the faint sound of white noise. The big smile and flustered cheeks, Shiloh brought the phone up to his face. A voice, low and groggy, came rasping out of the speakers. Hello? Shiloh, on the other hand, was much more chipper. Hi, visiting a town I used to live in when I was little. I wanted to introduce my group mate to the people I knew back then. Some of them have already met Nate. Can you say hey to them too? And with that rushed introduction, Shiloh stuck the phone out toward Cove, gesturing for him to greet the person on the other end. Although Cove hadn't been on board in the beginning, the only indication that now was the lopsided tilt of his smile. He turned his gaze down to the screen, opening his mouth to speak, only to stutter to a complete stop. All Cove could do was sputter out, gape at the screen. His reaction had Shiloh's brow crinkling in worry. What? Shiloh's groupmate didn't sound particularly impressed with how his conversation was going so far. Good job, Cove. Nailed it. We don't look crazy at all. Shiloh frowned, tracking his arm away from Cove. As he did so, the screen tilted toward you and caught a glimpse of what was on the screen. Oh, another green hair boy. Light green. Wait, no! Is that fucking Weevil? Oh no! It's Weevil! Light green hair, sharp orange eyes, shadowed with bags, and icy pale skin. All tied together to make up a scowling face of a person who clearly had no desire to be here. Oh, you knew him. Oh, we know him. We know him all right. Flood of memories arose. Flashes of that one summer years ago, in this very same park. You holding onto the arrangement of fruit, Derek and Cove at your side. And that kid, mean as a tiny chihuahua, snapping at everyone who dared to come close. Are you Weevil? Are you Weevil? Yeah? His reply was palpably disinterested. Best fruit arrangement ever. How did you know his name was Weevil? You didn't tell them? No, I only called you somebody from my group at school. Ugh. Jeremy regarded you cautiously. Weevil regarded you cautiously for the first time, giving the situation a little of his focus. Cove bristled, sucking in a long, deep, dramatic breath. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. All at once, started shouting, and not just with his voice. He waved his arms around, gesturing wildly with his hands as he repeatedly yelled, oh my god, like Kermit the Frog. He looks like Kermit the Frog. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm waving my hands around like you guys can see it. With all sorts of inflections. Oh my god. 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 At these antics, Weevil gave a short huff and a sigh through his teeth. The sound tiny over the phone speakers. What is this, Shiloh? You're trying to make me suffer. You're still mad about what happened with the amusement park? I was on your side, you know. Liz, who had been entirely lost this whole time, finally spoke up. Alright! Liz barely met Weevil, right? She, just saw him as he was walking by. Yeah, they didn't even meet. He just walked by, and we ignored each other. What happened at this amusement park? And no one paid that question any mind. I don't know what's going on. Have you met each other before? Nope. It was an immediate reply from Weevil, but then those stinging eyes squinted. Wait. There was a flash of recognition there as he leaned his head forward and scrutinized both of you. Again, how do you guys not remember a robot? Are there other robots? Is this just common to see robots walking around? His already wide frown somehow found a way to grow deeper in his realization. Oh, it's you people again! There's lots of robots. Why have we not met any other robots? Discrimination. You're taking over. The robots are taking over. Finally, the day has come. The day of reckoning has come. Prepare, humans. We have come to take over. With vibes, you know? We're just gonna chill. It's gonna be a very chill takeover. You'll love it. But they look just like you. Everyone looks like... No, there's only 122. Get that straight. There's only one. There's only 122. You look from Shiloh to Cove, then to you. You could tell he was carefully putting his thoughts together. I have no idea how you people got in contact with me. Or what Shiloh has to do with this. But, sorry. What? Weevil sighed again. His gaze rolled over to Cove. I don't remember exactly what I did or what I said, but I do know what I was like as a kid. Really, that's all I need to know. Well, okay, but who was that apology for? Better be for me and 22. And the unmentionable 21? Whoop. Ha! No, we don't mention the other models. We don't mention the other models. Thought he was the same age as us? I thought so too. He was that much younger? I really thought Weevil was the same age as us. Doesn't match anymore? I guess we could age it up a little bit. We could try. He spoke sternly, though there was no hiding the shakiness present. That did matter. Cove coming to your defense by confronting Weevil brought a warm smile to your face. Weevil, on the other hand, continued to be unimpressed. The corner of his lip twitched. I didn't need to know what the teenage guy equivalent of Smooshy Squeak is, but now I do. Thanks for that. What? Smooshy Squeak? Is he talking about Cove? Small, offended noise escaped Cove. Fortunately, it was also squeaky sounding. Damn it, Cove! Don't prove him right! His face immediately burned red with embarrassment. That's my squeak toy you're talking... Oh my god, no, I'm not putting it like that! No, it's not my squeak toy. That's it. You better not step foot in this town again. I'm not threatening him, God. Hey! How dare. How dare. Taking a small step forward, your hands instinctively curled into fists. Couldn't believe at the first chance he got, Jeremy insulted Cove again. Glancing at Cove to silently ask, can you believe this? You noticed the tiny smile in his face at your offense in his behalf. I would have just laughed. Yeah, but I really don't like this guy. Can't stand Weevil. He does not get to make fun of Cove. Only we get to make fun of Cove. And his squeaks. Weevil didn't react at all. Continued watching the poor people on the other end of this unwanted call, lackadaisically. The apology is for whoever. Anyone who had to deal with me back then, they weren't having a good time. He shrugged. Jeremy's focus cycled from you to Cove, and back again. I kind of remember what happened, I think. Okay. We're getting an apology, at least. Okay. Okay, this is cool. You were sensitive, and you didn't have much patience for me. That made sense. Weevil tilted his head, Cove's way and then yours, respectively. Amazed, Cove took a few processing moments before he could respond. He blinked and rubbed the back of his neck. Oh, thanks. I mean, it's no problem. He just looked away. Still got my eyes on you. Still got my eyes on you, buddy. You're lucky you're not here in person. I accept your apology. Thank you, Weevil. This is honestly incredible. No. I'll accept his apology. He's apologizing. It's fine. We're good. That's all I needed. That's all I ever wanted. This moment was the absolute last thing you had expected today, but you couldn't help but be pleased. It happened. Whatever. Following Cove's eye, He watched it dart from Shiloh to Weevil, openly wondering what had happened to Weevil over these past few years. So you're nice now? Nope. I don't throw tantrums or pick fights anymore, but I'm not nice. Weevil shook his head in disbelief. Okay, at least he's being honest. That squeak toy comment wasn't a compliment, you know. I don't have the energy to get angrily worked up like I used to as a kid. It's not pointless anyway. I'm just miserable. His tone was even grumblier than usual, and dragged the syllables out in the last word for extra emphasis. Oh. He's emo. He's an emo kid now. An awkward laugh escaped Shiloh, and his mouth pulled into a demure smile. Don't let what Weevil says about himself get to you down. He's got people who cares about him, and make sure he's okay. Like me. Kinda love it. You kinda like his emo phase? Don't listen to Shiloh. It's nice you're looking out for someone else, Shiloh. So, not over the fact that the two of you actually know each other. I know, right? What a coincidence. That's wild. I got a snort out of Weevil. Heh. Me neither. Okay, seriously, how long am I meant to be out of the loop here? Oh, right, you're still here, Liz. An expression twisted in frustration as Liz rubbed her right temple. Why am I the only one who doesn't know this kid? Shiloh goes to school with him. That's fine. But how did two of you meet him, and I didn't? Tried to explain. Explain. You were there, I think. He was around town one summer, maybe 5 years ago. Is that all? While Liz seemed a bit underwhelmed, Shiloh appeared to be utterly amazed. He had to hold back a small laugh.
Really?
You knew Weevil as a little kid? What was he like? I've only known him for a year and a half. Well... His voice immediately hushed into nothing. You could see Cove wince just thinking at those past encounters. You could already picture past Weevil in your mind. He was a mean kid. All he did was yell and say people were dumb. Yeah, that was kind of his thing. Weren't sure what else to say about him. He was insufferable. He was an insufferable kid. Cove nodded firmly in agreement. Yeah, not much different than now. It didn't matter what happened. He was mad about everything. Weevil's expression didn't give away a single sign of what might have been thinking. Continued to blandly stare at you both up until they finally spoke. Yep, that sounds like me. At that confirmation, Shiloh burst into an uncontrolled laughter. Even when he calmed moments later, gasping for breath, there was still a wide grin plastered on his face. I can't even imagine Weevil being like that. Can't imagine him not being like that. They both chuckled again. Cole's mouth pulled into a bent smile. I mean, Weevil hasn't made fun of my eyebrows once this whole conversation. Unbelievable. He's growing. Ah. Weevil blinded and focused all of his attention onto Cove. His eyes unmistakably narrowed in on the eyebrows. I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. He didn't say anything at first, and then his words came out in a mumble. That makes sense. I guess insulting eyebrows was just what I did as a kid. Yes, you were very into Cove's eyebrows. Just making fun of Cove's eyebrows. That was totally your thing. Should make fun of the eyebrows? Yeah, you should. I thought he was gonna make a joke. Be like, I can make fun of them one more time for old time's sake. Just for old time's sake. What does that mean? What do you think it means? You weren't the only kid in the world with bad eyebrows. And you're not the only one I picked on for it.
Seriously?
I wasn't? You could help yourself, could you? Nope. Wow. So what made their eyebrows bad? Are you curious if you're better? By terrible eyebrow standards, at least. Can't really see them. Are they still wiggly? I don't doubt they are still very wiggly eyebrows. Kind of. Yeah. Sigh. He just says sigh. I'm not gonna sigh from now on. I'm just gonna say sigh from now on. Incredulously, Cove looked from Weevil to you, and then back to him again. You had to question if you heard that right. You spoke the word sigh instead of actually sighing. Noticing the reaction, Weevil sighed for real, but he continued on to answer Cove's question. The guy has particularly odd hair coloring. White hair, but only on the top of his head. Every other strand on his body is dark brown, including his immensely bushy eyebrows. He was born that way. It's not dyed. Oh, interesting. Sigh? Sigh? Oh. I get it. I'm going to say sigh, but I mean PSY. I mean sigh like psychic. No one's gonna know, but I'll know. So, you were the scarred boy with dumb, wavy eyebrows. And he was the white-haired boy with stupid caterpillar eyebrows. Side duck. No, I mean side duck. Ow. Unexpectedly, a loud gasp came from Shiloh at that description. No! You picked on Pran for his eyebrows? I did. I'm sure you find that hilarious. No, that's not very funny. So he said, but Shiloh was smothering laughter. And the unconvinced note in Jeremy's voice, in Weevil's voice, didn't surprise you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wait, give me a second. Let me just... Weevil rolled his eyes at the slowest, most exaggerated way possible. When he made a complete circle, he spoke flatly while Shiloh broke into a fit of giggles. There. Who's Pran? Shiloh knows him too? Weevil and Pran have known each other for a long time. They managed to go to the same boarding school later on. Met them both there in the spring of last year. We're all group mates. Weevil's gaze slid away from Shiloh. You look somewhere between you and Cove. Pran and I met about 4.5 years ago. Back when I was still intolerable brat and Pran was meek. You can only imagine how amazing that combination was. Yeah, it must make those group meetings awkward. Nope. Somehow, some reason, Pran chose to stubbornly stick with me for as long as we've known each other. He's my best friend. What? It's surprising, I know. I have a best friend, and it's the caterpillar brow guy of all people. But I guess things balanced out in the end. Pran's timid nature is good and dead. He grew up to be colder than even me. I'm mopey, and he's broody. A perfect match. 2 peas and a ruining everyone's life pod. Don't quote Everett. That's perfect. Perfect description. I like it. Cove whined after Weevil snapped his last remark. Now, who's Everett? You don't want to know. Yeah, you don't want to know. I don't know. It sounds like your group of friends absolutely suck. Is that what this, group is? The after-school group? Just a group of people who suck? No, it can't be. Shiloh's there. Shiloh's nice. Shiloh hummed, and he watched his 3 old friends with an amused smile. He was having fun. Before he could say anything, Weevil continued. Everett is also part of the group, unfortunately. But he chose not to elaborate further than that. Liz sighed this time. You could feel her frustration. You couldn't blame her for that. She hadn't been able to participate much at all. You didn't know Weevil then, so there's no basis for reminiscing now. There was a 10-year gap in their history with Shiloh. The whole situation struck an odd chord with you. 2 boys that you knew separately came to know each other, and now they know each other much better than they know any of you. Shiloh was almost a stranger. Shrugged the feeling off. You're on the same page as Liz. You felt down. You were glad things seem to be going alright. Yeah. Everything's still working out. It's funny how life is. It's very unexpected like that. Weevil hadn't left the call. You were learning bits and pieces about Shiloh's new world outside of Sunset Bird. You were taking both as little wins. Turning to the three of you, Shiloh smiled apologetically. You wondered if he was picking up on how in the Dark Cove and Liz were feeling. He was perceptive when he wanted to be. Hey, is there anything you want to hear about Weevil? I can tell you all about him. We just get to know each other better. Don't do that. It'll be okay. Weevil whined, as Shiloh brushed his compliments off. He remained happily focused on the rest of you, and Liz seemed to perk up in the conversation shift. That sounds great. We should get to know Weevil. So, who wants to go first? Despite being eager, it was obvious that Liz didn't have any ideas herself. Weevil let out a very long sigh. Sigh. When's his birthday? Do you still play children's card games? What are his parents like? Can I get his number? No. No. I'm glad he apologized, but we're not friends. Is he single? No. Absolutely don't care. Does he have any hobbies? Please tell me he plays card games. Reading and crafty handiwork type of stuff. Oh, and archery. Weevil is really talented. Seriously? That's really cool. Weevil scoffed at the compliments. Clearly wanted to move on from the conversation. I'm into his bowl cutting glasses. He wants you to be interested in him. Oh god, no. What happened to his bowl cut? I want to know. He had a bowl cut? That sent Shiloh into a fit of laughter, while Weevil shook his head disapprovingly. Through chuckles, Shiloh continued with his best guess. His mom and dad probably decided that back then, and now he picked. Or they developed new tastes over the years. As for his glasses, Weevil wears contacts at school, and when he's out and about, but he still wears glasses when he's home or working part-time at his parents' hobby shop. Oh, that's awesome. What are his parents like? He really did not like his parents. They're nice and optimistic. They work really hard, but they can be smothering, sort of, and usually embarrass Weevil. Weevil seemed unenthused by Shiloh's answer. What is his full name? What's his full name? Weevil Marion King. His name is Weevil Underwood. No. Strike that from the record. His name is Weevil Underwood. Isn't that neat? Why do you even want to know that? Are you planning on stealing my identity? Yes. Yes, I do. I demand reparations for what you've done to me. I have trauma because of you. I demand payment. That got a laugh out of you. Weevil sighed. Sigh. You can have it. Okay. Does he have any siblings? No. Weevil is an only child. Doesn't have pets either. Although, Pran spends almost no time with his own family. A lot with Weevils. Kind of like a sibling relationship, don't bring Pran into this awful thing. Okay. Is he doing well in school? Yeah, Nay's still doing the best, but Weevil gets respectable scores. Or, unless by doing well you mean to ask if he's having a good time or making friends, then in this case, no, he's not. You weren't sure how to respond to that at all. Glancing back at Weevil, he rolled his eyes. Okay. I could give a shit less about his birthday. Actually, no, I really want to know what happened at this amusement park. Oh, I don't actually know. I can only think of one time when we were both there. I'm not sure what part he's talking about. As far as I could tell, I didn't do anything to upset him. I know he didn't do anything to me. That's what you're going with, Shiloh? Weevil, what happened? I'm not gonna tell you. It's humiliating. Shiloh knows. I'm not gonna say anything. That's why he won't explain either. Okay. For several quiet moments, everyone stared at Shiloh and Weevil in confusion. Shiloh had a similar look on his face before averting his eyes. Sorry, I can't help you with this, 122. Okay. That's everything I care about. Cool. Thanks for asking. Cove, do you have any questions for Weevil? Stunned, it took Cove a moment to recover from being put on the spot. But ultimately, his eyes shifted from Shiloh and locked with Weevil's. They remained like that long enough that it was as if they could speak telepathically. Alright, yeah, I have a question. But Shiloh can't answer. Fine. Ask me. Let's get it over with. What do you think of me? Even if you don't think I'm tough or something, do you still feel like I'm stupid and wrong about everything? A crack formed in Weevil's lackadaisical expression. His barely opened eyes lifted a little more, but he still spoke flatly. My opinion on stuff is basically the least important thing you could ever worry about. It's pointless. Well, I'm still asking, so... Cove, right? That's your name? Cove nodded. There was a hint of pink in his cheeks as he bashfully rubbed his arm. Okay, Cove. You seem like a guy who cares a lot about things that don't matter. Sounds pretty dumb to me. I outgrew that years ago. And being as soft as you act, it isn't something that I would ever do, basically. But, you know what the absolute dumbest thing really is? Cove shook his head with his creased brows. He then leaned forward just a bit, like he couldn't risk not hearing what revelation Weevil was going to bestow on him. Making yourself miserable if you don't have to be. Oh. If you and the rest of the people here have a way to enjoy existence, then you should go ahead and do that. Stay gentle and happy, dumb eyebrow guy. That was kind of nice. That was kind of nice, and then he punctuated it with dumb eyebrow guy. That was awesome. I hope you all have wonderful lives and suffer as little as possible. Wow. The word tumbled out softly. Cove was earnestly amazed by Weevil's words.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was something, all right. Definitely not what I expected. And you know what's not gonna make you stay happy? What? Talking to a downer like me. So, really, you should end this conversation right now, and none of you should ever call me again for the rest of our lives. That sounds good. Can I hang up already? Aw, wait, Weevil. I can't never call you again. Shut up, Shiloh. Unfazed, Shiloh laughed with a tilt of his head. Building something good up only to truly undercutting it. That's the Jeremy I know. Sorry. The word dripped with sarcasm and was accompanied by a smirk. It was the first time you saw him smile the entire time. Cove piped up meekly, an awkward smile of his own in his face. Maybe my opinion is just totally skewed because I'm comparing things now to how Weevil used to be. But, I mean, you don't seem that bad. What? Cove needed to look away from Weevil's painfully sharp eyes to finish his thought. I'd probably be okay with talking to you again. Come on. You're gonna have standards. I'll keep talking to Weevil too. Pretty cute. No. I do think he's that bad. No. I wouldn't mind talking to Weevil. He's not an ass now. He's not a huge ass now, so fine. Weevil groaned loudly at your acceptance of him. Smile only widened in amusement. Elise clapped her hands. Wonderful. Now that we're so much closer to this Weevil kid, I think we could all get along together and be friends. Friends? Weevil repeated the word back like it was a foreign phrase. He genuinely didn't seem to understand. That's right. We keep working on it. I don't see why the five of us can't be friends. Stared at Liz incredulously for several moments, expression twisted into fresh confusion of her own. Okay. 3 things. First, I already have one whole friend, and that's more than enough. Second, I still don't know who you are. Did you even say your name at any point? And most importantly, third, one of the people in this friendship is Shiloh Fields. He and I aren't gonna be friends. Oh, wait, why? Why not? And I'm Liz, by the way. Because he's Shiloh. Our relationship is already as good as it's ever gonna be. He mercifully leaves me be most of the time. And on the weird occasion where he needs something, I just get it over with. Liz is embarrassing. She's like the parent in this group. Be like, oh, okay, kids, now we're all gonna be nice, good friends, aren't we? Ha ha ha. Then he goes away again, and I have a modicum of peace. You know how it works, right? You're in it with me. You have the best arrangement possible with the way it is. Weevil looked to Shiloh seriously to back up the validity of their relationship. Shiloh shook his head with a laugh. I don't try to hang around too much, but that's because you're shy. You're the only one who thinks that setup is actually a good idea. Sorry. He doesn't realize that they're friends. I know. Wild, huh? Weevil turned his face to the side and let out another exaggerated sigh. Sigh. Cove and Liz both joined in Shiloh's mirth. Weevil got no support. Sigh. Of course you'd say that. Why'd I even bother? That's Shiloh's famous memory for you. Textbook friendship. That's how friendships work. Liz's chuckling stopped. Wait, what does that mean? Shiloh's famous memory. What? Whatever. Basically, Shiloh annoyingly remembers everything that happens for all of eternity. At least until some piece of info he has isn't helpful anymore, or he's got explaining to do. Then magically, all of a sudden, he doesn't know anything about it. His wildly inconsistent recollection of situations is pretty much running joke. Shiloh's shtick. One of them, anyway. Scowl dug into Liz's face as Weevil spoke. Cove lost his smile. Seeing her reaction, Shiloh remained silent with his big, childlike eyes locked on your sister. Weevil began to smirk away from the screen at the changing atmosphere. He broke eye contact with everyone. I'm guessing he didn't mention that. No, he didn't. And he said he forgot something to you. I do recall him saying a little thing like that. Sorry. But, well, apparently you had the pleasure of meeting Nate. You know me. And I talked a bit about Pran and, Everett too. We're all in that unbearable group, and we're all unbearable people. What an amazing coincidence, huh? Or we're about is kind of hard to hide. I'm gonna go now. I don't want to be the fifth wheel in your own little group. So it is a group for, like, not great people. You 3 people have a good day, I guess. And Shiloh, I'll see you back at school. Bye. Weevil promptly ended the call, just as people had begun to warm up to him. He accidentally found a new way to ice the mood again. Aw. Shiloh, now averting his own gaze, put his phone away. He chuckled. I knew that Weevil didn't think highly of me, but it's even worse than I thought. That's really sad. Yeah. Shiloh? Her phone tone immediately brought Shiloh's focus back to her. Once she got his attention, however, Liz's voice became small. When we first met you in the city, did you know who we were? Did you pretend not to recognize us? She's in a group for troublemakers. Oh, shy. She's in a group for troublemakers, yes. 2 old friends watched each other for a beat, but ultimately, Shiloh closed his eyes with a lopsided smile. Lizzie, you've got to know I could never really forget you. Liz was speechless, but it wasn't quiet. Cove couldn't stop himself from shouting out. Oh my god, you were lying to them? Lying is a strong word. I was, improvising? That was cruel, Shiloh. Yeah, we're so happy to see you. Yeah, that makes more sense than not figuring it out. You're crazy and a liar. I think that's a little much. We did kind of come out of nowhere. Didn't really mind, but were instead concerned about why he felt it was the best option. Yeah, I am concerned. Why did you feel like you needed to lie? Did he dislike you that much, or was it something else? Go home, Shiloh. Or go to my house and wait there until we can send you home. Okay. Oh, come on. Be easy on him. With his shoulders stripped in and his head low, Shiloh obediently left the park alone. After he disappeared up the road, Liz sat her butt down right into the sand with no concern for how dirty her dress might get this time. Okay. Alright, guys. I think it's time. We've hit a dramatic pause. So we'll figure out what's going on with Shiloh in next time. Yes, cliffhanger. Leaving it on a cliffhanger. We're about to learn what's going on with Shiloh. But unfortunately, I have to get to work. It's to make sure you come back. That's what it's all about. I have to make sure you guys come back next time. How could I? Because y'all have to suffer with me. Alright, guys. Thanks for coming. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. And I'm sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger. But, yeah. I'll catch you guys later. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Goodbye.